All right, we'll
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom Show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. As y'all know, we go live every Sunday, noon Eastern Standard Time, to talk basketball and the GOAT conversation. And we are here today again, like usual. Shout out to everybody who is a member and a subscriber to the GOAT James Kingdom channel right here on YouTube. We are also running live on our Facebook group, which is GOAT James Kingdom. We are also on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. So shout out to everybody who supports us. Thank you for joining us this afternoon as we always come with the real talk about basketball. And we have a traditional, this is an authentic GOAT James Kingdom show today as we are going to be talking about advanced stats. And we're going to be breaking down the different advanced stats that people use in the GOAT conversation. So this is going to be a great topic as Brandon and I are going to break these stats down so that people can have a better understanding of these stats when they're talking about them in the GOAT conversations. So there's going to be a great conversation. Shout out to Twin Man. We see you in the comments already. Shout out to everybody. There we go. Craig is in the building. What up, Craig?
Yo, what's good, y'all?
This is a perfect show
yeah,
for us,
what's good,
Craig.
Greg?
This is going to be a smart fan show. You have to be a smart NBA basketball fan to understand what we're going to be talking today. So we're going to have a great show. We're going to pull up with everybody. Okay, so Mr. Shallow coming in today. Mr. Shallow is in the building. Shiloh, excuse me. But anyways, we're gonna get right to it, y'all, because we're gonna talk about the advanced stats, which was a part of our criteria. It was something that people said that have to be included when we're talking about people's greatness. So we're gonna see if people really know what they're talking about when they want to talk about the advanced stats and how much everybody knows. So Brandon brought up a good thing this week about the PER, and I'm gonna bring up some stuff about box plus minus and win shares. So we're gonna have a great conversation. So Brandon, break it down, brother. Let's get straight to it.
All right, so I know we talked about this before, and I like VORP. I think most people know that, and VORP to me is only a metric we use to see how valuable you are to your team. Having a high VRP doesn't mean that you're the best player in the league because there's a lot of players each year, like different players almost each year who have a higher value of replacement because they're more valuable to their team basically. Like you're not always going to be the best player in the league and have the highest value of replacement. So that's just strictly towards what you are to your teammates because you're measured against your teammates. But in the media and all this other stuff that PER is the basically the number one stat that we use. PER dictates who is the GOAT and who is the greatest player of all time. I
Uh-huh.
always say that it doesn't. A lot of people do. You go on, even Max Kellerman was saying that the reason Michael Jordan is the
And
greatest
that's
because
why
of
he don't got a
PER.
job.
He- so he is a lot of people who do this. There's a lot of people who do this who say PER makes someone the GOAT. Jordan is a GOAT because of PER. Yeah, just like you guys are laughing. We laugh every time we hear that PER makes Michael Jordan the GOAT. So we are all on the same
When
page
did
that
have you
it
ever
does
say
not make
Jordan the
you the
GOAT
GOAT.
because of PER?
You said who?
When had you ever say Jordan was heard me say Jordan's the GOAT because of the PER?
I'm not saying every human being on the
Oh,
planet or Earth says PER makes Jordan the GOAT. I have never said you said PER. Said people say PER makes Michael Jordan go, and it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. So, um, basically, PER stands for a player efficiency rating, which does not actually mean efficiency at all. It doesn't mean anything about efficiency. It means productivity against your teammates. That's basically what PER means. And I got this stat that comes up, and this is just how what you do against like your true shooting percentage. We all know that's all the percentage that you shoot, field goals, free throws, 3 pointers. So that's just what you're shooting on the court. Total rebounds percentage is the total rebounds that you have against your teammates, the assists, the same things, the steals, the blocks. LeBron's higher than Jordan, and he's higher than Jordan because he does more on his team because of Jordan. Like this does not make him a greater player than Michael Jordan because what he does against his teammates, basically what it is. So he's going to have Michael Jordan's going to have less blocks against his teammates than LeBron because LeBron is a forward. Michael Jordan has more steals because he's one of the greatest on-ball defenders of all time. LeBron James could have more assists against his teammates than Jordan because LeBron's basically a point guard. Rebounds, he's a forward. True shooting percentage because he shoots more efficient shots than Michael Jordan. So this does not mean that LeBron James is more advanced than Jordan. It just means what he is doing towards his teammates. So as we go to PER, you can see this calculation. You may think that they're multiplying it by assists, they're multiplying things by rebounds and all this other stuff, but that's not really how it's laid out. So before I actually get to that chart, I want you guys just to. All right, so we have 5 things on the court. That's the most valuable things on the court. 5 things on the court. What do you guys think is the most valuable things on the court? We could start with Craig first.
I mean, the object of the game is to score more points than your opponent, so scoring would be the most important.
Okay, so scoring's not on that. It's not a metric they actually use in PER. It's field goal attempts and field goals made and 3-pointers made. Those are the only scoring
Well, anything
options
to do
that
with
you have.
scoring, because you can't win a game without scoring more than the opponent. So whatever they got
Okay,
as
so
scoring would be the most
so
important.
would you say field goal made, 3-pointers made, and assists made? Would you rank those as the top three?
Yeah, because assists is basically you giving it to your teammate and they scoring. So that's another way to win the game.
Okay.
Any way to get a bucket is.
Okay. Would you rate offensive rebounds above any of those things?
I would say no, because offensive rebound doesn't guarantee a bucket. An assist
Okay.
and field goals made is guaranteed bucket.
Yeah, that's why Craig is one of the smart ones because he has complete common sense when it comes to basketball. All right, all right. When we go to defensive stats, where would you rank steals, blocks, and a defensive rebounds? Like, what order would you rank those?
I mean, blocks and steals is basically the same thing. You denying field goal attempt from the team, so those would be above anything else defensively wise. So I mean, you
Above
can
a
close your eyes
defensive
and pick steals or
rebound?
blocks.
I guess you could close. Well, they're more valuable than a defensive rebound, which completely ends the
Well, you'll
possession.
get more defensive rebounds than you will get a steal and a block on a defensive possession. So then, yeah, you would say defensive is more important. You'll get a defensive rebound more than likely. You'll get a block and steal on the defensive side of the ball. So you could say defensive rebounds is more important.
Okay, would you say blocks is third because blocks could actually end up back in the offensive
Yeah,
player's hands?
yeah,
All right,
blocks.
so
Yeah,
so I guess me and like Craig is on the exact same page. All right, Shallow. I know you don't believe in advanced stats at all. You don't believe anything about it. But we already talked about this. So going back to what Craig was saying, do you believe basically everything he said about those rankings?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
I go
Well,
with his
one
original
question.
comment where he said scoring and stopping the other team is what should be measured.
Okay. So would you put up any defensive, like a steal or defensive rebound or a block above 3-pointers made, field goals made, or assists? Would you put any of those above those? No. All right.
Mm-mm.
Travis just went
Nope.
went off since Travis is our like analytic guy who he's one of the guys who believes that PER makes Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He believes value over placement in a season makes Michael Jordan a GOAT. So he's one of those guys who believes that.
you should
Well,
ask
I'm
him
gonna just
first
go.
before he dipped.
Yeah, yeah. He's back. All right, all right, all right. Travis, you back? You back, Travis? You hear us? Okay.
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. All right. So as Craig and Shallow and myself, I'm pretty sure Johnny probably agree on the order of what's significant about what's most important in a basketball game.
Yeah.
We're talking about PER and how they rank those stats in order. So they were saying that field goals made, 3-pointers made, and assists should be number one on that list if you're doing any type of ranking with basketball. And then defensive rebounds, steals, and then blocks should be on the second tier. So
Hmm.
if you had to rank those six stats in order, where would you rank those stats?
PER is a tricky one for me, but I would say if I just had to kind of sit down, kind of in line with what Craig said, field goals made first of all, and then I'd probably put either assists or like offensive rebounds up there. Probably assists though, and then offensive rebounds. I definitely put steals ahead of blocks because it's literally creating another turn or possession for your team, as opposed to blocks could or could not. Sometimes it really just depends how it goes. Lastly, I'd probably put defensive rebound because, I mean, it's important, sure, securing possession for your team. But I mean, if I had to rank them, that's probably what I do.
Okay, so you believe that ending a possession with a defensive rebounds is less valuable than a block that could lead to a layup for the other team?
No. I misspoke on that. I meant to say that I actually consider block to be the least important metric on that.
Important. Okay. Would you put 3-pointers made above offensive rebounds?
Um, if they're actually putting that as like complete, do they actually count that as completely separate metrics as just or different than field goals?
Yes, it's three pointers
Oh,
made.
then yeah, 3-pointers made. I would put. I mean, I just have a hard time differentiating that, but I would just say it's. Yeah, I would say. I mean, I'd put that probably just ahead of blocks because it's. I mean, to me, it's just a field goal, but it's like a lower percentage shot. But
No, it's 3-pointers made.
made.
Already. It's already counted.
Um,
Count as 3 points.
I'd still probably put it third behind an assist.
Okay.
All right, 90s R&B for y'all. There we go.
That's shallow, I bet.
I got the macaroni going on, Rizzy.
All right.
Rizzy. Hey, can I say what I
Yeah.
want?
Go
So
ahead.
I think offensively it would be the 3-point made, the 2-pointer made, and then assist. Right, those are the three things.
No, it's field goals made, 3-pointers made, and assists. Those are the three scoring.
Okay, yeah, I would put 3-pointers made as the first one. I think 3-pointers are actually more important and more efficient than 2-pointers. And then I would, I guess, go with assists, and then offensive rebound would be last because I think they count offensive rebounds, right?
Yes, they count offensive rebounds.
And then on the defensive side, I would say defensive rebounding is first, then blocks, then steals.
I think I will switch steals because steals could end your possession,
Mm-hmm.
but
Guaranteed.
blocks could give you another possession. That's what I would do.
No, the reason I
Blocks
say
is an offensive rebound if they get the ball again.
no, the only reason I say blocking is because blocks affect offense in general when your shot selection. You know what I mean? I understand you're right with the steal. It actually takes the possession away. So it's obviously just like a rebound. It stops the possession. But when you're blocking, the blocking is just protecting the rim is so important. That's why I say. But that's a good thing though. You're right. It does end the possession like the rebound. So
Yeah.
that makes
You can
sense.
block
That
a
makes sense.
3-point shot.
That makes sense. All right. That would be my
All right.
order though. Okay.
All right. So let me go to what is rated by. So how is it weighted? So they have field goals made, number one, of course, which
Mhm.
then they have steals, number two, as rated the second highest. So that's above free throws made, 3-pointers made, and assist is really down. Apparently, you don't get too much for assists, and defensive rebounds is the least of the positive rated stats. So they have offensive rebounds above defensive rebounds, and above an assist. So this is how they calculate your PER, and they take points away from fouls, missed free throws, missed field goal attempts, and turnovers.
And Mr. Hollinger didn't give us no reasoning to this. This is just his
This
idea.
is just how he figured things should be rated.
This was before or after Westbrook got that triple-double season. He had to do it all over again.
No, that's a different stat. We're gonna talk about
That's
that.
a different stat. Yeah,
John
PER hasn't
Hollinger,
changed.
yeah, John Hollinger came up with PER, and I believe he also came up with defensive rating as well. And he was an ESPN analyst when he did this. He was an ESPN columnist, a sports reporter. He eventually was working for the Wizards the last couple of years, or he got fired from not the Wizards, the Grizzlies. He was with Memphis. He was an exec for some sort. But he came up with the PER. He's the one who calculated it and created the stat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess go to Craig. How do you feel about this order of things? Do you?
I'm trying to see
like it's-
a reasoning behind putting Steele so high. I don't see.
I can tell you why, but we'll continue when we get to me.
So shallow. I know you think this is pretty ridiculous. So that's basically what it is to you, right? I think shallow might be frozen.
Yeah, I
And
think
then,
He looks good though.
I got a little smirk on his face. He looks chilling.
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you good?
Okay.
Okay. No, you was frozen
Yeah,
up.
he's good.
I was texting in the on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So you had to leave for a second. All right. So
Okay.
so how you feel about these order of what is weighted by the PER?
You
I
talking to
know
me?
your order. Yeah, shallow. I know you said that the order that you think should be weighted was different. So what do you think about how PER is actually weighted? I think it's pretty ridiculous, but
Where did you get these numbers from?
Honestly, I think they have. Well, it looks good. Defensive rebounds shouldn't be. I don't know why that's weighted in there at all. Because it has nothing to do with the offensive side. So, and not everybody's a great
No, this
rebounder,
is-
but they can be a hell of a scorer. So,
PER, it's not really efficiency, it's productivity. So this is what he believes a great player should. Defensive rebounds are not that important, basically, if you're doing
Right.
productivity.
But that's
And-
what
right.
that's what they said. The PER was flawed because it didn't account for your defense. They were saying it doesn't account for a player's defensive side more than the offensive side. That was one of the things that I read about PER, why it was flawed, was because they kind of don't give credit to defense other than obviously the steals.
I don't know. This is stupid. What's next? They're gonna start doing the teams together. Who does PER against the team?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Travis, you're the analytic guy. Come on now, bring it to us.
So with PER, it's always been. I haven't really put a huge amount of weight on it because, like I said, it's one of the more it's one of the more subjective advanced metrics because, like you guys said, it doesn't really take into consideration guys. Let's just say if he's mainly focused on defense, there's no defensive rating, there's no block. So really, there's no, or not blocks, but there's no win shares or how much of an impact he has. It's really just who's padding the most stats. As far as the order, I don't have a huge problem with it. I do think steals is a little high, but I do think steals is probably the most important of these defensive metrics, just because it's literally creating a different possession. It's like a turnover in football, which is huge. Obviously, not that much more impactful in the NBA, but I think it's probably the better or the more important defensive metric up there. I definitely wouldn't put free throws made over 3-pointers made. But I would put offensive rebounds also higher than blocks and free throws because that's continuing your possession directly. Assists are strange for me just because if you're throwing it to somebody and they immediately score as opposed to maybe do a move and create some space with them within the time allotted, how much work did you really do? And we've seen that get a little bit more and more. But it's whatever. Like PER has never been my favorite kind of advanced situation, but I don't have a huge problem with it.
All right, Ralph, I saw you just joined. We're talking about PER and how it's rated and what's the priority for PER. So as you're looking at this list to see what is rated from most important to least important, the widest of positive stats. How do you feel about this order?
I never really taken account of my feelings of PER to where it's like a good or bad thing or any of that nature. I mean, I know it's a play efficiency rating, and I mean, as you have on here, I know that's what they take into effect. I mean, I
You don't really care too much about it.
don't really have any. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. So
I mean,
we all
I'm not gonna
like we
I'm not gonna say I don't care about it, but it's
it's
an
just not that
advanced stat,
important to you to measure
No,
players.
no.
Yeah, but
I'm not gonna say that.
are you not gonna say that either?
I'm saying like the PER is how the way they rate throughout all their stats. Like,
But do you know how they're doing it, Ralph? Do you understand what we're saying? Do you understand this is what they're doing? They're valuing certain
Mhm.
stats in this order. So it's really a subjective take in all sense.
Yep.
For me, it's pretty funny how if you're a LeBron fan and even if you're a Jordan fan, you hear a lot about PER and why Michael Jordan is the greatest because of PER and all this other stuff. But when it's actually put in front of you guys, you'd be like, okay, we don't really care too much about it. Like the
That's why
whole
I said
narrative.
earlier, you never heard me say Jordan's the GOAT because PER. That's why I specifically said that. Because I knew where you was going from the whole thing. That's
I
why
just think it's hilarious
said,
though. I just think it's pretty funny.
you
I
never
just think
heard
it's
me
pretty
say
funny.
Jordan's the GOAT because he has the highest PER. You never heard me say that.
I do think
knew
it's
where
funny
you was
that
going.
that once you see it, it's like, what are they doing? Why are they measuring it like this? Like, why is steals more important than a 3-pointer made? Why is an offensive rebound more important than an assist?
Or a defensive rebound.
Yeah, why is defensive rebound the lowest when that completely ends your possession and a block does not end your possession at all times?
You can see why Anthony Davis is top 5 all time.
Why is
Yeah.
free throw made is more important than an assist? Like, do we not value assists anymore? Like, why are we not
Well,
valuing
it could be, and they
points?
changed the definition of assist so many times. 1 minute it's
There's-
3 seconds with the ball. When you pass the ball, they got to score. Next
was
minute is
always-
24 seconds. You can inbound it from the other lane and get counted as assist.
I don't think assists never changed.
It was always within 2 dribbles. That's it. A pass that led to a basket within 2 dribbles. That was always the rule. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not our fault. You
it
guys
never
don't value assists.
Just like traveling is 3 steps was always the rule.
Okay, and they changed it. And at one time, carrying was putting your hand on the side of the ball. They changed that too. At one time, hand checking was a foul. They changed that too.
carrying is the ball on the side. No, it's under the ball.
And checking this.
At one point in
The foul.
No,
time,
carrying was
hand
under
on-
the ball.
Ralph, at one point in time, putting your hand on the side of the ball was
Are you
considered
talking about in
carrying.
'60s and everything?
At one point in time, still one point in time.
Is that a point in time in history, Ralph?
You talking about in the '60s? I got you.
But that's what I'm saying.
One
And
point
like
in time.
30 years ago, the gather step was illegal. Today, it's not. In 2009, they allow you to have a gather step. That's what Craig was talking about. It's basketball. It's a beautiful game. Stop criticizing it. Well, you want to criticize the game, but not criticize this subjective list here that Mr. Hollinger put together.
What are you talking? I literally said I don't care for it. I don't use it in my argument at all. Like, what are you talking about? You never heard me say anything about PER. I can really care less for it.
I heard about PR all the time. When I
Not
did my
for me.
when I did my first original criteria list, I didn't include advanced stats. And what I heard was, you got to go to the metrics. The advanced stats has Michael Jordan as the GOAT. You got to go there. That's where he has all the
Listen,
metrics.
like I said, you've never
I went to
heard
all the
me
metrics.
specifically
I went to all the
say
metrics. I went
Michael
to all
Jordan
the
is
metrics.
the
It doesn't
king
have
of
all the
advanced
metrics.
stats.
Mhm.
Michael Jordan leads LeBron in all advanced stats.
Well, of
That's
course,
why Michael Jordan is better.
you can be the king of advanced stats when everybody who creates the advanced stats are Michael Jordan fans.
there it
Oh
is.
my god!
It's rating.
Wow.
John Hollinger was born 1971. John Hollinger was a sports columnist for ESPN during the 2000s when he invented these stats, which is defensive rating and PER. The guy who created box plus minus, Mr. Dan Myers.
So was this
Catching-
created before or LeBron was in the league?
This was the first time defensive rating I think was brought up was 2003 or 2004. So right before
I
LeBron
just
got
want
into
to make
the league.
sure because I
No,
didn't think.
PER, I think it started in 2007, I believe. PER.
But I'm just saying, like I said, it started in the 2000s. All these advanced
Yeah.
metrics started in the 2000s by guys we don't really know who they are. They have no attachment to the league. Now, granted, the league accepted it. Basketball Reference accepts their metrics. They use it. They give us an opportunity to understand it. If you're a smart basketball fan, you would know what it means and how to apply it to any conversation you want to apply it to. But at the end of the day, it was still created for Michael Jordan fans to have something to hold on to. And at the end of the day, they even changed the box plus minus because of it. Because they were like, yo, this is not even working right. We got to change it. And it all worked in Michael Jordan's favor. I could even prove it.
All right.
I think it's funny how it's a player efficiency rating score when it doesn't measure efficiency. I think that's the most funniest part about it. They say Michael Jordan is the most efficient player of all time because of PER, which doesn't rate efficiency at all. It just rates your production per minute against your teammates. So he has the most usage rate against his teammates, and that's basically what it is.
So are we all in agreement that advanced stats does not help us understand if a player is better than the next player?
You could say about PER because that's what we've been talking about.
Okay, we could definitely say that about PER. We could definitely say that
All right,
about
so
PER.
for the sake
let's
of PER.
move on there.
Okay.
Go ahead, Johnny. Go ahead and finish before.
Okay, so y'all want to say PER don't count. Now, when we did our criteria, we added 8 metrics of PER. Right? Ralph, don't mumble. Go ahead, Ralph.
Huh?
You said something under your breath. You can speak it out loud, brother.
I'm reading something. Bro.
Oh, my bad. Okay. No,
don't try to point me out and I'm reading something.
Listen, I got you, Ralph. This is what
You know, if I got something to say, I'm gonna say it.
I know. That's why you're here. I'm here. I'm make sure. You know, I gotta make sure, brother. You know, I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah, I'm good.
Don't be mumbling though. Don't be reading. Mute yourself, okay? But yeah, so we used eight metrics. The 8 metrics we used was PER. We used VORP, which is Ralph gave me that word. I love it. VORP. We used box plus minus. We used win shares. We used win shares per 48. We used offensive win shares, defensive win shares, and the true shooting percentage. Now, the true shooting percentage is a confusing stat. Yeah, those are the advanced stats. We used it because we were told we had to use advanced stats in the GOAT criteria. Normally, I wouldn't use it. I didn't have
criteria. You know what? I'm going to give a Johnny credit because I was the one who said, we should use it because, they want us to use it. But Johnny has always been against advanced stats. He doesn't like advanced stats. So Johnny has never from the beginning wanted to use advanced stats for anything. I'm going to give him credit for that one.
Appreciate that. I appreciate it. Now, like I said, I some of them I didn't understand, right? I just knew there were certain stats. But when you look at who's in the top 10 or who's the top players in most of these stats, you can start seeing how it really doesn't help you understand most things. Like people bring up defensive rating, which is not even an advanced stats. It's a per 100 stat. But people like to bring that up and don't even understand how that works. So most of us don't really understand advanced stats. Brandon just gave me the PER this week. I had no idea how they calculated PER. When I went to the formula and I saw all that calculations and Einstein numbers, I was like, man, I'm good with math. Don't get me wrong. I'm good with math, bro, but that's a little bit too much, right? You know what I'm saying? That's just a little bit too much.
I just finished college. I don't need any more math problems.
But, Brandon's a data guy. He works with numbers a lot. That's his career. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Brandon's, a college grad as himself. He figured some things out. He put me on. So I'm looking at like, wow, that's very subjective for them to grade it that way. But either way, we don't know the stats. But like as an example, win shares. Do y'all know that win shares is just a stat determining you being on a winning team or not? Like it has nothing to do with your production. If you're a starter on a winning team, you're going to have a high win share because they just basically count you playing games and the amount of times your team win while you play. And then the per 48 helps help you separate the players who play like 20 minutes a game to players who play like 35 to 40 minutes. You see what I'm saying? So that you can know how much more credit you get actually playing in the game. but it has nothing to do with what you score, what you do. You can be PJ Tucker and have his great stat line and have a good win share because you are part of a winning team. You see what I'm saying? Because he played 82 games. So the win shares is crazy. And then when you even go on top of the win shares, they count your possessions. So before 1978, there's players they can't count your possessions for. They don't have turnovers till 78. They don't have possessions till 74. So then the players before 1974, the way they calculate their possessions is by field goal attempts for the team, for offense and defense. So we know that the offensive win shares plus the defensive win shares give you your total win shares. But they calculate everybody's win shares differently depending on what era you played because of the stats. So there's a lot of flaws in these stats. But let's bring up the one that they love to talk about, which is box plus minus, right? Because box plus minus was invented by some guy named Daniel Myers. He's some sports analytic guy. But they actually changed the calculation for box plus minus after Westbrook's 2017 season because he had the highest box plus minus for a regular season. They couldn't understand it, and they were saying that they quote unquote it didn't smell right. Like y'all said the eye test. They said they could the smell test. It didn't pass the smell test. But this was what the before they changed it. This was the career high for box plus minus. LeBron was number 1. Jordan was number 2. Barkley was number 3. David Robinson was number 4. Then you had Harden, Bird, Magic, Chris Paul, Curry, Kawhi.
Robinson is David?
David Robinson, yes.
Yeah, David Robinson.
Barkley's up there. Oh my God.
Yeah, then they changed that, how they calculated it, and the way they did it was because basically what they did was your rebounds and your assists went together. So players like John Stockton, who were good at assists but not good at rebounds, it kind of hurt them. Players like Patrick Ewing, who were good at rebounding but bad at assists, it hurt them. But players like Westbrook, who were good at both, it boosted you up because it's basically a rate score. The box plus minus is a rate score of your box score numbers. You see what I'm saying? It basically gives you a score for how good your box score looks like. And it actually correlates with your VORP, which is something that Brandon loves to talk about because the VORP shows a little bit more better your production as a player. But because they changed the box plus minus calculation, it also changed VORP for players. But when you look at what they did for the career, after they changed it, Michael Jordan became number 1. Right now he's number 2 because Joker's number 1 officially. This is as of 2020, y'all. Then it was LeBron.
Yeah, I think Joker passed them last year, right?
Yeah, Joker passed the
last season in the regular season.
So Jordan ended up jumping LeBron after they switched the calculations. Then it was LeBron, Chris Paul, Magic, David Robinson, Harden, Bird, Stockton jumps in there, Kawhi, and Kevin Durant. So Barkley gets knocked out, and it changes everything. All of a sudden, Jordan gets knocked up. And if we go to the regular season one for the highest for the regular season, you got that one?
Next slide.
Yeah, it should be the next one. Yeah, they changed it, right? Westbrook had the highest season in 2017, and then eventually it went to LeBron in 2009. So, and before they changed the stat, it was Westbrook's season in 2017, LeBron in 09, Jordan in 89, Curry in 2016, LeBron in 2010, Jordan in 88, Harden in 2019, LeBron in 2013, and they had Giannis's numbers, but it was still partial because it was during the 2020 season. And then they have LeBron in 2008, LeBron. And then if we go over here to when they changed it, Westbrook's year is not even there anymore. It got knocked out of the top 10 after being the number 1.
Dang.
And then, and it went to LeBron. Jordan's 88 season went from being 6th to the second best season. Then Jordan's 91 season pops up out of nowhere into it. Then it's Stephen Curry. Then it's the 89 Jordan season. Then David Robinson's season pops up in 94. Then you have 2 LeBron seasons and Giannis's season. And then 93 pops up for Jordan. So somehow they calculated something to help Jordan.
I don't know. It seemed like it's.
You worried about? See, that's your
It
problem.
seemed like it's something that
4, 5, and
to
6.
help
He's
Michael
number
Jordan.
1.
That's what it seems like. It seems like they did something to benefit
Jordan
Jordan. That's what it seems like.
Jordan had 2 top 10 seasons before they changed the calculations, and he ended up having 4. It doubled after the calculations. He ended up having 4 top 10 seasons.
I don't even see 92 season in here, so I'm trying to guess why 92 season not up there, but 93 is.
but like I said, not only does because what happened is that box plus minus is your a scored rate, a rated score for your box score. That's just a rate for your raw data on your box score. But what they do with VORP, they add your minutes. So your VORP includes the minutes played, and that also changed because they changed your box plus minus. So if we go to the VORP, right, the top VORP for a career, which I believe is this was the season high. This one was the season high.
We go to career. I go to
Oh
career.
yeah,
first.
we go to career. So this is one for the career. If we go to the career, as of 2020, LeBron was number 1. He beat Jordan by almost 20 points. It was Jordan, then Malone, then Garnett, then Barkley, then Duncan, then Kareem, Chris Paul, David Robinson, and Bird. After they changed it, Jordan gets more points. LeBron's points drop. But then Stockton jumps to number 3, which is he still sits at the number 3 guy today. Then Malone is 4th, Garnett, Duncan, Kareem, Chris Paul, Dirk Nowitzki jumps into this and knocks out Bird, and Robinson ends it off. So that
before Stockton wasn't there before.
Stockton was not in the top 10.
He wasn't there before.
Yeah, again, remember I said that the way they calculated it before, the original stat when it was calculated.
I was fine because what Stockton played what 8 he played 82 games, what 11 seasons? 13 seasons?
Yeah, no, but that's not what it was. What helped John Stockton was the fact that the prior calculations calculated your rebounds and assists together. What they did was now they separated it. So now your assists stand alone. It doesn't matter if you're a good rebounder. Like it was something that went together. That's how they fixed it to not make Westbrook the top guy. Because Westbrook had a triple-double season that they never thought no one else would ever have. Which completely shows you how subjective in making this criteria for these advanced stats are, is that you changed it because of a result. You changed it because of a result. Like you literally said, yo, I don't like the way the results are. I got to change it. That's crazy.
I mean, in all honesty, he changed it. And especially for this one, he still got LeBron as number 1, no matter how he changed it. So,
well, because LeBron is that great. But let's go to the seasons, because this is something that we have in the GOAT conversation. Let's go to the seasons. Let's go to the seasons, right? If we go to the seasons, the top seasons was Westbrook's 2017 season, right, before they changed the numbers. Then it was Jordan in 89 and 88. Then it was LeBron in 09 and 010. Then we have David Robinson's 94 season, Kareem's 76 season. Hey, Rob, is that 76 season the season that he didn't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
He won the MVP that year.
MVP that year. Yeah, he didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, he won the MVP in 76.
Okay. All right. So they counted Kareem's as one of the highest VORPs in 1976. Then LeBron in 08, Jordan in 90, and Chris Paul in 2009. Now, if we go to when they changed the category, what Jordan has 1, 2, 3, Jordan ends up having 6 top season out of having 3 before the calculation. So he doubles twice on this one again. So Jordan ends up having the highest VORP season, which is the 1988 season. It jumped to 89 season from the previous calculations. Then LeBron's 09 season jumps up. Then Jordan's 89 season goes to number 3. Then you have David Robinson's 94 season. Then they add the 91 Jordan season. The 1990 Jordan season comes up. And the 1987 season shows up. So Jordan ends up having 6. We're going to go to another one. And 93 was popped in there too. And you have LeBron in 2010 and Garnett popped in there. So Jordan went from having 3 seasons in the top VORPs before they changed the calculations to now having 6 and being the number 1 guy and having a better VORP than Westbrook's 2017 season. And y'all going to tell me these are not subjective numbers that they're coming up with?
Listen, I don't use it. Stop saying y'all.
Wait. But we use VORP. You guys have seen us post VORP countless times.
Yep.
And we're telling you that, damn, it is subjective that they did that. I didn't know it correlated with box plus minus. The only reason I knew that those 2 stats didn't exist for players before 74 was because of turnovers and possessions. But it was because basically those stats go together. Both VORP and box plus minus are correlated advanced stats.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Shiloh.
Yep.
Earlier, Brandon said that PER is based off of the bums on your team. That's actually what VORP is. It's based off.
I see you put VSOP. You must have Henny.
Yeah, you like that, right?
Yeah.
Got a bottle of white Hennessy over there right now calling my name.
That boy's in Mac mode, boy. R&B on the phone, VSORP on the table. That's all you got.
I'm saying though, VORP is based off the guys on your team. You know, it's you versus the guy on the end of the bench. That's how they kind of figure it too. It's part of the whole formula. As what I'm looking at Plus and minus
Mm-hmm.
is calculated in there. But Brandon was like, PER also calculates that. It has nothing to do with his teammates. It's literally what that person does the whole season. Yes, it's a
Well,
weird formula though. I like Matt too, but not like that.
well, PER is it is also converted to your team's pace.
Right.
So, but value over replacement is basically how valuable you are to your team. So it's just for me, it's a team stat. How valuable are to your team? And that's why I say like it relates to the MVP. So if you're the most valuable player to your team, it will most likely
Can we go
correlate
back
to
to the
you
list?
being
I want this. I
MVP.
want this the BRP list.
Before we do that, shout
And
out
I
to
get
Son.
I get you beat.
I don't know. Shout out to Son
It
of
was
Abba.
94 Pippen there. How they got Robinson in 94 and not Pippen in 94?
So basically, 94 Robinson is the GOAT. Got it.
Shout out to Son of Abba for becoming a new member of GOAT James Kingdom, subscribing to our channel. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the perks of being a part of the GOAT James Kingdom membership. We'll be talking very soon. But go ahead, Shiloh. Brandon, you want to answer that? Because I was going to say that the VORP matches you to the average player that would replace you coming off your bench or in general. So it's by your position. And what
like
Brandon, and then the team pace, the team pace is judging you from your actual teammates as well, not by position. It's basically from the pace of the team, the way your team plays. So it still relates to teammates in general. But what's good thing about both of them is that they give you an average player. It's not like they just go around. Like there's an average team pace for PER, and then there's an average replacement player for your VORP. Like there's a certain number they give it, just being a normal player.
Yeah, it's a certain number.
Yeah. So, like I said, this was
the basket, bro. Just put it in the basket. That's all I care about.
This is a traditional GOAT James Kingdom show. Brandon and I started with doing stuff like this, talking about things that people don't understand, and we just breaking down the game of basketball like nobody does. And this is why GOAT.
That new list is crazy because it's like, okay, who's the best ever? Jordan, LeBron, George. It's like David Robinson. He's like right there. I think way down you have Garnett sneaking in. But whatever.
We could look up that 94 season. If I'm correct, he was the scoring champ.
Yeah, he was like a monster defensively too. I think they had a lot of the recalculation they did for the new list.
He had a good season. Like it's not career, just a season.
Team stole that.
For the season. That was the 94 season. He was.
You know what's crazy? I saw this video that I think I mentioned before that Jimmy Highroller did about this same thing, where he ranked like the top 50 seasons or something using all this that we're talking about and their actual stats. And I think the 94 Robinson was like the third best season ever or something, according to everything. Or third or fourth.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was a great video, but like he was so high up there, no one ever knew about it. Or like they just forgot because he was like, wow.
His team ain't do nothing. Everybody talk about what Akeem did in 94.
All right, so let me ask y'all a question. Jordan is supposedly the king of advanced stats, correct? That was what y'all heard that. Am I correct? Y'all heard that?
Well, that's what Travis say. No,
I've never heard
what Travis say. That's what Travis say. He's right there. That's what Travis
Most
say.
of them.
Okay.
I don't see it.
Would y'all say that the playoffs are more important or considered more valuable than regular season numbers?
No. I would say no, because if you don't make the playoffs,
the playoffs is just for a team accomplishment.
Yeah.
No. Wait a minute. The same advanced stats exist for postseason. So now we're gonna say that the postseason advanced stats.
You asked the question. I'm answering.
No, I'm just saying. Do your numbers seem more important? Are the numbers that you put up in the playoffs more important than the numbers you put up in the regular season?
Yes, because in the playoffs you're playing for something. In the season you're.
Ralph said no.
I think both of them correlate with one another. It's like how the way like during the season. I mean, I think it's very important, but I think like how well you do when you advance into the playoffs, because if like you can have a great season, but you come into the playoffs, you drop dramatically. Like, you know, the player that I'm trying to trade off my team, Julius Randle, you know, like that looks bad. But
you just gonna trade him for another guy that's not gonna do as much in the playoffs.
No, we're not doing that. But I'm just saying, it's like it all depends on how the way you look at it. Like if you translate into the playoffs and you're playing better in the playoffs than you did in the season, that shows how good of a player you really are. Because like we can look at like LeBron, he does translate in the playoffs. He does his numbers do go up. He performs at a higher level than he did in the season. And you're playing the best teams throughout that season. So I mean,
Well, no, the reason I asked that was because, you know, if Jordan is the king of advanced stats, that's regular season, because the king of advanced stats in the playoffs is none other than GOAT James himself. He leads in almost all the significant stats besides like VORP, he's number one. Offensive win shares, he's number one. What else is he number one in, Brandon? He's up there. He's up there in he's up there, I think he's up there in win shares too as well. VORP, he's number one. But he doesn't have he does have the most playoff losses, but he also has the most playoff wins. He has the most he doesn't have the most
playoff wins.
He has the most playoff wins,
most series wins,
most finals. Most playoff
most sweeps
series wins
in the finals.
Most swept the most teams in the 7-game series. All of that.
Yeah. More losses in the finals
and play more games than anybody.
3.
Oh, now play more games matter.
Of course, in the playoffs, play more games, yes, because to play more games in the playoffs, you have to win more.
The list goes on, baby. He's great.
Yeah, the less you play in the playoffs, that means the more you lose.
What I want is 30 points and then 33 in the playoffs. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's fine. You can have that all you want to. That don't lead to
Say
nothing.
what?
You can have that all you want to. That don't.
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
I said that don't lead to nothing. You can have that all you want to. You have that all you want to. Score 35 all you want. Will Chamberlain was scoring 37, 39 in the playoffs and not making nothing.
6 finals losses it leads to.
Okay. Well, 6 finals losses means you got to the finals 6 more times, besides losing in the first round.
Not in the playoffs.
It does matter, yeah.
Shal, let me ask you a question. Is it
What is it?
is it different losing in the first round or losing in the finals, or is it all the same?
What are you talking about? Me personally or just in general?
And basketball.
Shit, I'd be devastated if I lost in the finals. First
You
round,
wouldn't
yeah,
care
I
if
can
you
get
lost
over
in the
that.
first
I
round?
can get over that.
Okay.
No, I ain't gonna say I don't care. I can get over that more than I can losing in the finals, because I played my heart out to get to the finals, and we lose. That's more devastating than getting beat in the final. I mean, in the first round.
And so the finals is more important.
Really? Yeah, absolutely. The finals is more important.
All right, then. So I don't know what you're talking about. Then you keep talking about losing in the finals.
Yeah.
Like it's worse than losing in the first round.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is 6 losses in the finals is way worse than 0. First round.
6 losses in the finals.
It's not worse than losing in the first round or getting beaten in the Eastern Conference Finals like you used to, or losing in the second round like you used to. Yeah.
No one wins everything except for the finals. When you get there, you got to win, right? That's the whole point.
When you get to the playoffs, you got to win.
You got to win. You got to get there. To get the finals, you got to win. Don't get to the finals without winning. Both categories require winning. Yeah.
No doubt. All I'm saying is 4 losses is not better than 0 losses. That's all I'm saying. Or 6 losses. I'm sorry. We can agree.
So Jordan never lost in the playoffs. That's what you're saying.
He never lost in the finals. You heard what I said. Don't try to play crazy. You heard what I said. He never lost in the finals.
The finals is the playoffs. We talking about the playoffs.
Exactly. We're talking about
the finals is the finals.
Don't
do that.
So you just figuring out that the finals is actually the postseason?
Oh,
in the playoffs,
God.
you just figuring out.
This how y'all discuss stuff. This how y'all do it.
Brandon, you didn't know. Brandon, you didn't know. You could lose in the first round and still be in the finals. You didn't know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could still lose in the first round and be in the finals.
You can miss the playoffs and make the first round too.
Yeah, I know.
Apparently.
Thank God for Larry Hughes.
Where's this conversation going?
Thank God for Larry Hughes.
Larry Hughes. Say Larry
Yeah.
Hughes. Thank God for Scottie Pippen.
Oh, no doubt. Thank God for Larry Hughes. You wouldn't have made the playoffs without that dude.
That's false.
LeBron never made the playoffs without Larry Hughes.
Jordan couldn't make the playoffs with Larry Hughes. Jordan couldn't make the playoffs with Larry Hughes. Jordan couldn't make the playoffs with Larry Hughes.
Not in his first 3 seasons, he didn't.
Oh, so LeBron only played 3 seasons now. Okay.
What is wrong with y'all? Seriously, I gotta ask. Is that how y'all do discussions? Y'all just make shit up as y'all go.
No.
Against the
Is there anything wrong with us, Ralph?
You the one who's saying things. We're just
I ain't say
responding.
nothing like that. I ain't say nothing like
Ralph,
that.
You said LeBron only played 3 seasons.
Remember, listen, this
Oh
is
my
what
God.
pops
That's
up.
what you
I
heard?
Ralph, Dion is nowhere worse than Shiloh.
Huh?
Oh my God.
Dion is no worse than Shiloh.
Are y'all worse than Shiloh? You
I'm
said?
saying Dion, you the
Oh,
you
Dion.
us LeBron fans, the ones that you say are crazy.
Oh,
and
Dion.
Dion is no worse than Shiloh here.
Let me.
I don't know,
Well, you know,
They're
he
about on the
did
same
did
level.
say that LeBron could make the playoffs
They're
without
on
Larry
the
Hughes.
same level,
I
and
said
that's
that.
not good.
Ralph, this is
I
between
said
the
that, Brandon.
between the TikTok.
I mean, Shiloh did say that
You're
LeBron
not-
could make the playoffs without Larry
Just
Hughes.
lie on me
So
right
that's,
there.
so
I
that's
mean,
hilarious.
saying this
face.
stuff, yeah, this is Dion level right here. I'm not gonna lie.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty odd.
That is odd. You hear what you want, bro.
That's what you just said. He could make
That
the
is
playoffs
not
without
what
Larry
I
Hughes.
said. That is not what I said. All I said was
What'd
6
you
final
say?
wins, no losses is better than 4 final wins and 6 losses. I mean, that ain't up for this debate, bro.
So you didn't say anything about Larry Hughes. Okay,
100%
got you.
is
Got you.
100% is better than 40%. That ain't up for debate. LeBron didn't make the playoffs in his first 3 seasons without Larry Hughes. That ain't up for debate.
That's false because LeBron made the playoffs the third season.
Who was on the team, son? Was Larry Hughes on the team the first 2 seasons?
Larry Hughes came in what 2007.
Isn't that what I just said?
No, he
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 came.
make the playoffs without
I
Larry
think he
Hughes.
came in 2006, if I'm served correctly.
His
Listen,
third season,
listen,
Larry Hughes played with him.
LeBron James joined the Cavaliers and won 35 games with Boozer, Miles, and Ricky Davis as the other main players on the team. He lost
He
those
had a
3
good
guys.
season.
Oh wait, he lost those 3 guys and ended up winning 42 games the next season after that. Then the next season after that, they made the playoffs. With I guess like y'all said, Larry Hughes must have helped them make the playoffs because they ended up winning close to 50 games. And Jordan couldn't even win 40 games with Larry Hughes or Stackhouse in the same supposedly weakened Eastern Conference. So LeBron gets to the playoffs, and not only does he win it, he wins his first playoff series. Let's not even discuss that. He takes the Detroit Pistons to a 7-game series, which is a team that had 2 All-NBA players, 3 All-Defensive players on their roster. Then he goes the next season. He takes his team directly to the NBA Finals. Jordan.
I'm waiting on his win.
Jordan appears in 1985. The Bulls only win 38 games after winning 27 games before that or whatever. They go to the playoffs. He gets annihilated 3-1, embarrassed. Then he comes back the next season and gets into the playoffs, like y'all said, fully healthy, ready to go. Has his great 63-point game. Eliminated in 3 games. He doesn't even show. He fouls out of game 3 because he didn't even want to play no more. He was like, I'm done. I'm getting up out of here.
He didn't want to play anymore.
That's
crazy.
Then he shows up in 1987, right? In 1987, his team wins 2 more games in his rookie season. They only win 40 games after adding 2 more first-round draft picks that were top 10 picks, and Charles Oakley and Brad Sellers. Okay,
Brad Sellers is garbage.
You can call him
Brad
garbage.
Sellers was a beast.
He was
He was a good guy.
Kept
coming
Pippen
out
on
of
the
college.
bench.
He was a good guy coming out of college, and Michael Jordan's inability to be a good teammate and a good leader of that team hindered Brad Sellers from becoming a better player.
Nah, Brad Sellers is trash. I give you Oakley. I give you Oakley because he was a good serviceable player.
Hold on,
I give
wait.
you
Oh
Oakley.
my God, bro.
Brad Sellers is trash.
In those 3 seasons, the Michael Jordan Bulls won less games than the Cleveland Cavaliers did their first 3 seasons. And on top of that, the Bulls never won any playoff series but won 1 playoff game. So if you want to talk about winning and being successful their first 3 seasons, trust me, Goat James has your boy easily.
So 3
I
playoffs
give you
versus
Oakley,
1.
but not Brad Sellers.
3 playoffs versus 1 is
They gave him a top
successful.
10. You
Stop
said
it,
Larry
bro.
Hughes. Who is Larry
Stop it,
Hughes?
bro.
Y'all said Larry Hughes. Y'all
Larry
said
Hughes is a good
LeBron
player. He's a good server. He was as good as a serviceable player. He was an all
He's a
defender.
serviceable player. Okay.
He was a good
Because
he was an all defensive player.
Larry,
He was hold on.
He's better-
He was an
he's better
all
than Brad
defensive
Sellers.
player, and he was a decent scorer. I'm not saying he's this world class player, but Brad Sellers, he's nowhere compared to Larry Hughes. We're not gonna do that.
when was Larry Hughes an all defensive player? What year was that?
I think it was 05, I believe he made all defensive team.
That was on the Wizards?
Yeah, the year before he joined LeBron, he was all defensive team.
So he wasn't an all defensive player with LeBron. Oh, that says a lot. So
No, I
so
said he was an all
okay,
defensive
he was all
player.
defensive
I
player
didn't say
before.
he made.
Yeah, he was an all defensive player before.
Not to mention,
He was-
Michael Jordan had Orlando Woolridge, who was a 20-point per game scorer. He also added
He's a cokehead.
everybody was a
cokehead.
cokehead back then. It also added
You talk about in '86.
Sam Vincent, who was also a top pick in his draft, and he was on the championship team, and Jordan had him. So the Bulls were actually listen. The point of my story is the point of me telling you this is that Jordan was getting help his first 2-3 seasons, and he got accomplishment as much as LeBron, while LeBron was losing players during that span. He was losing his top picks. The players that were the top picks, like Ricky Davis and Darius Miles and Carlos Boozer, he was losing these guys.
Did you know Larry Hughes was a steal champ the year in 04-05?
I mean,
That's crazy.
to be
I didn't know
fair, Larry Hughes was a pretty good player before, because he was all defensive player. So, and before he came to LeBron, so I guess LeBron had an all defensive player, so that's why he made it to the finals.
He didn't make it to the finals first.
Right?
Year.
Oh yeah, he didn't make his first year, but
Yeah.
I don't know who said that.
His third year.
But still, he Jordan played with a 7-time All NBA player and got swept in the first round. So
Who?
12-time All Star.
Who?
Oh, he talking about.
Who?
I mean, 4-time scoring time. He played with 4-time scoring time. Guess what?
I didn't want
He's talking about George Gervin.
I mean,
He's
Oh
talking
my
about George
God! You talking
Gervin.
about Iceman?
yeah,
That dude was 73 years old when he played. Dog, come on,
he was
man. Come
33.
on, now.
Actually, he was
Yeah,
33.
that's
He was
an
33.
old
I
man.
wouldn't use
Last
that.
No, he was
man.
33.
Okay.
He's older
He
than
did
33
lose.
now. Okay.
No, he's 35. He was
Oh,
35 when he
I
played
don't
with
know
them.
how old he was, but he was on the Bulls.
He was 35.
He was on the
Hey.
Bulls.
He was
Mike
No,
did
he was
lose.
actually 33.
That's like
He
saying-
was 33.
He was
I know he
35.
was 33. No, he was
Mike
33.
did lose his
I
first
know
3 years, but let's not pretend like he didn't lose to the.
Uh-huh.
Let's not pretend like Mike didn't lose to a top 4 team of all time.
We can't
His
make
second, third
excuses
year.
if we're saying that Michael and LeBron James Larry Hughes was the reason he made the
33.
playoffs.
Oh, I
Now
would
we wanna
never
give
say
credit.
that. I would
No,
never
man,
say
we're
that.
talking about Shallow over here. Who's
Come on,
made
Shallow.
ridiculous statements. So as soon as we bring somebody else up,
I love
it's
it. Hey,
not fair.
all I'm saying,
It's not fair.
all I'm saying is, LeBron didn't make the playoffs first 2 years. They added Larry Hughes, all defensive
wouldn't use
players,
that
steals
argument,
leader
though.
the previous season. They made the playoffs. I'm not saying he's the reason. I'm saying they.
Oh, so now
they
you got the
added-
reason. Okay,
LeBron-
all right.
LeBron
Well,
missed the
before you
playoffs
said
without Larry
he didn't make the playoffs
Hughes
until
didn't
Larry
make
Hughes
the playoffs.
came.
That's all I said.
Thank God
Those
for
are
Larry
Yeah, that
Hughes
was
came.
nasty though. That
I didn't
was
say he's the
nasty.
reason. I
I'm
said
not gonna lie.
They
That was
added
nasty.
him.
Thank God for
They
Larry
made the
Hughes.
playoffs. That's it.
Well,
Said,
objectively
thank God for Larry
speaking,
Hughes.
Those are facts.
Larry Hughes is actually
Thank God
objectively
for
a
Larry
top.
Hughes.
Though.
Larry Hughes is actually like a top 5 player of all time. Though, so
Hey Travis,
Yeah.
since you brought up who they lost to, when was the last time LeBron James ever was an 8th seed?
was what
When was the last time LeBron was ever an 8th seed?
This year, right?
You say
We count play-ins.
an 8 seed? No,
No, he was seventh. He was seventh. My fault.
Even in the play-in, LeBron was
In the
never
play-in.
an 8th seed. He was never the 8th seed in the play-in.
First of all, you
was
fighting for a
17
play-in
this
spot.
year.
Come on, bro.
He was
honestly, I can't remember because like so 2020, I can't remember what they were. 21, I think they were like 5 or 6. 19, they missed the playoffs. 18, I think they were. I can't remember when he was an 8 seed directly. No,
Nah, at 18,
play-in,
they
bro.
they
Why was your boy-
were
why was your
fourth, I
boy
believe.
8th seed? Why your boy was
He's
averaging
playing on the
37
NIT.
points a game? Why was your boy averaging 37 points per game in a 23-team league and only being the 8th seed?
tough league, man.
Pass the ball. Tough league. Why?
Tough league.
Why
And,
was it a tough league? Was it because it was only 23 teams?
well, I mean, you had some of the best dynasties of all time.
Who was
In
the
that league right now, I'd say that league, the 80s, I'd say were super top heavy more than anything. Especially, I'd say there's more parity right now, especially in the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay. So it's probably 7 tough teams in the East.
Rob,
There
who
were
was
7
the
tough
7th seed
seeds in
in
the East.
87? I want to know who was the 7th
Yeah.
seed in 87. Why the Bulls couldn't be the 7th seed?
No, there was 7 dynasties in the East. So Jordan made it with the 8th
You
seed.
talking about with the Pacers? The Pacers were 7th seed.
In 1987, the Indiana Pacers were the 7th seed.
Yeah, they were 7th seed.
Who was on the Indiana Pacers to make them the 7th seed?
That's interesting. I'm actually in front of a computer. Let me check.
They had Chuck Person.
Chuck
They
Person.
had
Chuck
Chuck
Person's a top 15 player of all time. So
I know Cleveland made the playoffs. I know Detroit,
Cleveland was a dynasty too.
Boston. The Detroit was
Philly,
nothing
Detroit.
in '87. Philly was there. Philly was there in '87 as well.
It's another dynasty.
Yeah, it was Washington, Philly, Bucks, Detroit, Atlanta, Boston.
Ooh, okay, who was on the
Indiana.
Washington team? Who was on the
That was
Bullets?
above them.
Who's
who's on what? What's it?
On the Bullets?
Bullets? They were the Bullets then.
I'm looking right now. Hold on. Let me see.
Your GOAT was scoring 37 points per game, lighting the league.
They
up.
had Jeff Malone. Oh, they had a nice little squad though. They had Jeff Malone, Moses.
Mhm.
Moses was on that team.
Moses Malone?
Yeah,
And
Moses and Jeff Malone was on that team.
Bugsy Bugs. Nice, dude.
Tough comp.
Bernard King, Jeff Malone, Moses. Ooh.
Bernard King was on that team. Damn, y'all let him go like that, Ralph?
Bernard King, Jeff, Moses Malone.
Well,
How
not
about
on the 87. Not
87, but
Yeah, right. That's what I'm looking at. Or did I skip it? Or 87, 80 Russ,
not
right?
80. No, 86, 87.
86, 87. Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
87 season.
And
The year
Jay
that Jordan
Vincent.
second MVP in 37.
I hate basketball reference. It's like it does this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Atlanta basketball right now. 86, 87. They had Moses Malone, Jeff Malone. I mean,
Uh-huh.
those are two. They
Jeff
had
Malone.
Jay Vincent. Yeah, they had Jeff Malone.
Jeff Malone. Tell me
Manu
about
Bull, Terry
Malone was
Darwin.
nice.
Super Bowl. Damn, they had.
Yeah, they had
definitely-
Manu.
They definitely had a
Yeah.
better team. They had a better team than your
You look-
GOAT, right?
Your boy John Williams was there, the composer. Dude, Moses Malone. Let's see what they were averaging actually.
Thank you.
24 and 11 for Moses. Yeah, Jeff
Jeff
Malone
was
averaged
22.
22.
Yeah, Moses 24, 11, 13 for Terry. Jay Vincent 13. Bunch of their bench was huge.
Manute was averaging almost four blocks
Dang.
a game.
Dude,
Ah.
6.
So, I mean,
So Moses was still a monster in 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Moses
Played like
about
28
90.
seasons.
yeah, it was still balling.
Moses was good to about 1990. To be honest with
Like you said, they were top heavy.
Yeah.
Though, you know,
Moses
Well, I mean,
was
the
like,
first
yeah.
the first 4 teams was monsters. Like it wasn't. I mean, of course,
I think
Boston
the
Celtics,
toughest-
Atlanta Hawks was good.
The toughest conference in NBA history were probably
oh, so
the
you're telling me
80s.
Wilkins was doing more than Jordan was doing in 1987?
What happened?
Telling me Dominique Wilkins was doing more than Jordan was doing in 1987? What was Dominique Wilkins? Who was on Dominique Wilkins' team in 1987?
He had Kevin Willis, which he was a double at the time. He was 16 and 11.
Same
You
thing
had
with
Doc
Oakley.
Rivers. You
Uh-huh.
had
Evan Willis.
You said
yeah,
Doc
you
Rivers.
had-
You said
you
Doc
had
Rivers.
Doc
Rivers.
Rivers.
So I can't say
Doc
Rivers. You don't think Doc Rivers was snorting some coke?
I'm not
No,
making
the
an
Bulls
argument,
only
so
had
I'm
cokehead.
not with that.
The Bulls only had cokehead.
I'm saying
The Bulls only had cokehead.
none of them had some what's it called? Some booger sugar.
No,
None of them.
just the Bulls. Just the Bulls.
Yeah, those,
Just the Bulls.
those Hawks had 5 double-digit scorers. Dang. So 30, dude, Wilkins out here dropping 38 and 4. Crazy.
He was doing more than Jordan. His 30 was more than Jordan. It was better than Jordan's 37.
What year was what? How many
That don't make no
seasons?
sense.
Was
I mean,
There's a lot of sense.
That make no
When
sense.
you only
Jordan
won-
had
now when you won
well,
40
Jordan had
games,
1,000 blocks and 2,000 steals in the season too that year.
he had 200. He had 200 steals and 100 blocks.
1,000
And
blocks.
It's on 40
Yeah.
I mean,
wins.
100 blocks, not 1,000. 100
And
blocks.
40
that's why his PER so high. No.
what I'll say about 80s Mike, what I'll say about 80s Mike is that from just I'll put you on the front or on the basketball court, and you know you're just going to be this iteration of, you know, I can't stop you. Sure, but I will say that he probably didn't round into a much better team player until like 90, 91, and that's when you started to see a little bit more success. Especially because I think he realized what tools were around him. Phil Jackson was there, obviously, and then like you got like the mentality or the mindset right. These other teams were, I think, super underrated. A lot of these forgotten players, but there's just some squads out here.
So much.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the most top-heavy conferences of all time were probably, you've got 80s East, you've got the 2000s West. I'd say
AC had to win 50 games.
late 90s East was ridiculous. I mean, early 2000s East was also ridiculous.
And
2000 in general was
2020 East too, right? 2020s East too, right?
no.
Yeah, 2000 East.
Now the 2000 West was, to me, you had to be.
That makes it, these are the things that make me respect Kobe even more. Hardest era to score in statistically in the 2000.
Slowest pace.
Yep.
The pace was very slow during that
mid-2000s.
late 90s going into the 2000s.
You know what's crazy stat is that Kobe actually shot above average for the league from 2000 to 2009 percentage wise. League was like 45% exactly almost, and he shot almost 46%. And like just for frame of reference or context rather, but
I have to do that, man.
He basically shot the same as Jordan did his second go around with the Bulls.
yeah, it's true. Mike was far less efficient last couple of years.
From 96, 98,
less attacking the rim because he
Mhm.
was athletically the same player.
Yeah. I mean, when he retired from the Bulls, he was still shooting over 50%. Like, I think he was like at 51% almost, or a little over that. But then it went down a couple percent with the Wizards. But
he traveled more. That's why he was traveling more. He can't do that anymore.
Yeah, they actually started calling it travels.
yeah.
Now what hurt him is he played all 82 games. He would have had a high average had he not played all 82 games.
Listen, you guys forget Michael Jordan got a bet on every game he plays, so he plays every game. He plays every game.
Yeah. I'm gonna win.
Man, with all that load management, he should play the 2 games. The dude load managed for years at a time.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, extreme load management for years at a time.
Hey.
Super low. You talk about Kawhi. That's Michael Jordan.
Was he low managing? I'm hearing all these excuses.
Who said he was
I
suspended?
gotta pick a reason.
He asked, was he?
He wasn't suspended. He quit.
I'm hearing
He quit
different.
on
They
top.
tell me because his father
He
died
quit.
and gambling,
He
they
quit.
suspended him for gambling. Now
He
you're
quit.
saying
He
he low
said-
managed.
He said in that retirement, which was one of the funniest things he ever said, if David Stern would have me back, one day I may return. So something happened between him and David Stern, where David Stern said,
Honestly, I believe the gambling thing. I believe it personally that it was the gambling because ain't no way
I
we
don't
gonna be
know.
gambling.
no, hey, listen, now that we know for sure Michael Jordan was betting on games and it was illegal, you're not supposed to do that.
That's in baseball.
No,
It wasn't illegal. It was
No,
just
It's
frowned
there-
on.
still in
wait.
sports.
we
period.
have
Yeah.
countless
Frowned
stories
on.
of Michael Jordan betting on the game of basketball. I just posted
Allegedly.
one recently.
I
of
didn't
him-
say he didn't. I
No,
said,
but
what
that
I'm
was
saying, it
illegal.
wasn't
Allegedly.
illegal.
You're not supposed to do it. I'm just saying, bro. But
It was
that was
frowned on.
enough.
It was frowned
That was
on. Not
enough.
illegal.
Allegedly.
It was a rule. There's a rule against it. The NBA has
It's
a rule.
allegedly
Now,
he was.
Nah.
It's
Well,
allegedly
you know,
that LeBron is taking
Jordan fan.
steroids, but hey,
No,
It's not no fact.
no.
It's
there's-
allegedly.
You missed that part.
There is
You missed that.
nobody who ever said they took steroids with him. There's people who claim that they have bets with Michael Jordan. They bet with Michael Jordan. We've had countless
What are you
stories.
talking about? There's a guy that
people-
literally
there's people that
say
say have faith,
he
yeah.
goes to the same guy.
Yep. There are people out there that
He
do say
literally
No.
just said that.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
No,
That's
there's
why I say
money-
allegedly.
No. There's money trails to Michael Jordan losses. Y'all don't understand.
We
gambling.
get that. But we're saying there are people that say
Money
they have
trails.
shot up with
Money
LeBron.
trails to LeBron James
That's all.
getting their PEDs. None of that. There's nothing with LeBron James and PEDs. Nothing but just hearsay.
It's-
Nothing
Played
but-
in Miami for 4 years.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
epicenter of roid use.
Why gotta be Miami? Why we gotta be,
Because all the clinics is in Miami.
listen, we get. Nah, bro, that's not
that's your neck of the woods, Johnny.
Philadelphia.
Probably 2 miles from your house. Go ahead, put the nearest clinic. I bet you like 25 minutes away.
Now, if you talk about getting your surgery done like BBLs, and yeah, Miami's the spot.
Yeah, I probably got
It's a
1,000
spot
of
for
those
everything.
around there, though.
Oh,
You want a bigger butt? You want a bigger muscles? You do all that. in
Yeah,
Miami.
muscle. Dudes getting the muscles now. They're putting the muscle injections. They doing the stomach things now. They doing everything now down here. These dudes are serious about their life. They even getting themselves longer now. Pause. They're making-
Pause. That was crazy.
Johnny, what was the best heat ever?
Huh?
What was the best heat squad ever?
The best Heat squad ever, obviously, was the 2013 Heat. My favorite Miami Heat team was the 2006 Heat team.
I like the 97 Heat team.
Yeah, I would say look at the 97
Yeah,
Heat
that
team.
97 Heat team was nice.
They had
Even though I can't stand
9
them.
Mashburn, Bernard, Leonard, Bashar Leonard.
9 people in double figures. 9 people in double figures.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But look how horrible the NBA was. The Grizzlies, Boston Celtics, the Clippers. There were some horrible teams in the NBA that year.
There's horrible teams every
I
year,
think
but
Boston made
those
the
guys still had
playoffs
squads.
that year, if I'm served correctly.
97, no, Boston had one of the worst records in NBA history in 97.
Did they?
Them and the Grizzlies. They were one of the worst teams. That's how they got Paul Pierce.
Paul
eventually.
Pierce?
Yeah.
Because they had Antoine Walker that year, right?
They got Antoine. Yeah,
That was his rookie year. Antoine Walker was drafted in 97. Huh?
Wait, Morning, Hardaway, Bimbo Coles, Rex Chapman.
Lit
They
Jordan.
had Rex coming off the bench, right?
Lit Jordan up
Yeah.
at 39. He lit Jordan up at 39 talking crap to Jordan and everything.
Chris Gatling.
And then they beat him in the
Everybody have a good game every once in a while.
They do. He did.
So Tim Hardaway averaged 17 and 10. Jesus. And then you had 23-10 with 3 blocks Morning.
Yeah,
The GOAT.
I think he was second in deploy that year.
Morning averaged 10 free throws a game that season? Jesus.
Morning was a baller, man. Remember he got that big contract. Remember that's what made Shaq get upset because he got that big contract in Miami.
Yep.
And that's what put pressure on Orlando. And Orlando dropped the ball. And Jerry West said, yo, come over here. We got 125 for you sitting. Shaq said, I'm on the way.
It was like because Shaq was looking for 150. And he said, I can't give it. He said, I can't give you
put
the
a whole ad in
150.
Orlando saying, should we resign Shaq? I'm like, why would y'all not resign Shaq? I literally just.
He said, I remember Shaq talking about it. He was like, Jerry West came up to him. He was like, I can't get you the 150, but I can get you 120. And I got this boy, Kobe Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna win.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he was saying.
Dude, I've always said, beer me that Orlando Magic team against almost anyone, especially nowadays. 65-win team.
Yeah, because they back to back 60+ win team, if I'm served correctly.
That team was ridiculous.
It's a different NBA, bro. It ain't gonna work like that. A lot of those guys ain't gonna know. This NBA is completely different.
I think that team, how the way that was structured,
with Rick
that team was very tough.
These guys' skill sets would translate easily.
That Orlando team,
Brown was the starting.
I'll say.
Oh no, Orlando's
Dennis Scott,
that Orlando team, that team was crazy. I mean,
Horace Grant Prime, Shaq Prime.
3D. You had 3D as a small
Yeah.
forward shooting
Nick Anderson.
on the perimeter. What? Yeah, that team. I felt like if that team would have stayed together, they would have some championships.
Dennis Scott shot 44%.
Shaq didn't want to play with Penny no more. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Shaq was done playing with Penny.
Dennis Scott shot 43% from 3 on 8 attempts.
It was the gravity from Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
But
Shaq
monster.
doubled and kicking it out like that.
They had a horrible stretch to start off. Remember, they are one of the expansion teams from the late '80s. They had picked up Shaq, Penny. You know, I think they got Dennis Scott through the. They got one of those players through the expansion.
Dennis Scott,
and Nick Anderson.
Nick Anderson.
Both came Shaq and Penny.
Yeah, and I believe one of them was from the expansion draft, if I'm correct. I may not be correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Nick Anderson, maybe.
Yeah,
one or two. Yeah.
Daryl Armstrong. Yeah.
When the league adds Las Vegas and Seattle back, are we going to say this expansion era too? Because they added 2 teams in the league?
I think they should do it, though. I think there's enough players in the NBA to do it now. I think it's just too many stars now. I think it's good. I think it's better. You didn't have that back then.
I think
You have an influx of stars
many
coming
stars?
when they
Because nobody was.
They said
nobody
Seattle
played
and,
in the NBA. No one,
Las
no one
Vegas,
took
right?
it serious
in. Yeah,
until you
that would be the
started
next
seeing
two teams,
million
Seattle
games.
and Vegas.
Of course, Vegas.
Las
For
Vegas,
sure.
it's a lot of money in Las Vegas. I think
And
that'll
Seattle.
be a
And
good move.
Seattle. Seattle's a
There's
dying
not
for
really
it.
money in Seattle. They just want a team because they lost to Sonic, so they're gonna owe them and give
That's
them.
what I'm saying. They already got the fan base. They're good. They'll be good. They know they're gonna get the fan base. They already got the fan base. What I'm saying. So they're good. They just gotta. I think they had a problem finding an arena,
Yeah.
which is
I don't
the
know why they
problem.
went to Oklahoma in the
'Cause
first place.
let me
That's
tell you
a-
something.
That's a college state.
Let me tell you something about these teams. Miami spent money to build the Heat, the first Heat arena, and out of nowhere they built another arena on top of that. And the first original arena was sitting around for years doing nothing. Nobody would rent it out. It was and because the team went on and built something on the water where you could pull up with your boats and stuff like that. Nobody wanted to rent out the
You want to talk about arenas in Charlotte? This their third arena. The first arena is still sitting right there and collecting dust, and then they built another arena called a Coliseum Arena, and that was tore down, and now that's apartments.
and
now the third arena is downtown.
because them owners fight tooth and nails to get the city to help them build them shits, and then when
Taxpayers' money going to these damn
Exactly.
stadiums.
So that should be causing problems when the city of Seattle say, "I ain't building you shit. You motherfuckers will probably leave in 5 years."
That's the thing. These are
I mean,
billion-dollar corporations.
The original arena is just sitting there. All they do is put like it's concerts and end of graduation, like high school graduation is held there. Like,
But
it's
I
just
mean,
sitting there.
then San Antonio used to play in the Alamo Dome, and Detroit used to play in the Astrodome. Not the Astrodome. What was the Silver Dome? The Silver Dome. They used to play there, right? They used to have games there.
Before they got Auburn Hills, yeah.
All right. Well, we were getting off topic. The advanced stats was the discussion. I'm glad that y'all understand it a little bit better. And now we can see why it's useless. Because to be honest with you, in our criteria, a lot of guys were helped because of the advanced stats. A lot of guys, advanced stats helped them and gave them a lot of higher numbers. Literally anywhere between 25 to about 40% of all the players' numbers come from their advanced stats when we did the all-time list. And just to let y'all know, there's some new players on the list. Dolph Shaves made the top 50. I told Brandon this, but
So who
Dolph,
took off?
Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace was number 50, so he got knocked out because Dolph Shaves ended up being all the way as high as Giannis. He jumped Giannis to 39th on the all-time list, on the GOAT James Kingdom all-time list, and then 4 other players got knocked off out of the top 75. So Kyrie Irving, Reggie Miller, Steve Nash, Tracy McGrady, and Chris Webber all got knocked out of the top 75. For Dolph Shaves, Wes Unseld, Paul Arizin, Hal Greer, and Bob Sharman or Bill Sharman. Is it Bill Sharman?
Bill Sharman.
Bill Sharman.
Yeah,
Bill Sharman.
Bill Sharman. Those 5 guys jumped into the top 75. And then Dolph Shaves actually jumped to the top 50. He's 39th. None of them were better than Horace Grant, though, just to let you know besides that.
Well, dude, understandable because Bill Sherman would flush on McGrady from the free throw line.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Dolph Shaves played 12 NBA seasons. He has 12 All-Stars, 12 All-NBAs. He has 1 NBA championship, and he actually has some good numbers. He has a scoring title, a rebounding title. He actually has a good career. But it was the 50s. He played in the 50s.
Yeah.
He played in the 50s.
That's the only time I think the era argument comes into play. Is like when they were actually learning to play basketball, like actually, and they each have other professions, like actual plumbers and stuff.
Y'all gotta watch this broadcast.
Oh
Rick
my
Barry
God.
said the same thing. He said if the players in his era, the Jerry West, the Wilt Chamberlains, if they had the same technologies, having masseuses in the game, they would be just as good. Imagine how would it be when they had the technology to keep them healthy and fresh. They would be just as good or better than the
I think skill sets translate to almost any era, depending on what it is. Like if you're a Jedi shooter, yeah, like the shooters from back then would be better shooters today because of exactly like that, like the advancements. I mean, would they be Steph Curry's? Probably not, but they would each get better probably because better shoes, especially medicinal supplements, training regimens, things like that.
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, I know they were saying if Bob Cousy played today, he would be, one of the greatest players still. And I don't think he would make an NBA roster. I don't care what you gave Bob Cousy. I don't care if you injected him with the most
He
advanced
didn't mention
steroids of
Bob
all
Cousy. He
time.
said Jerry
He
West.
would not
Said
make
all
the
that.
NBA.
That's pretty savage, bro.
I think moving players
Why
to
you do Bob
different,
Cousy like that,
different
dog? Come
eras.
on, man.
I think
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I think it's hard to move players to different decades because the style of play is different in each
And I said
decade. So it's like
Russell wouldn't make an NBA team today. That's what I said. I mean,
God,
I don't think
man.
that's blasphemy.
The video of you doing this. Stop it, sir. Don't say that. Bill Russell could play in this era. He would be better than Gobert. Tell you that much.
He would be a lot smaller than Rudy Gobert.
I was gonna say,
You're
what did
balling.
you? Yeah, I was like,
He would be averaging
I
20
think-
rebounds because there's some
I
shooters.
think
They
he'll
won't
be a-
missing a whole lot.
I think he'll be a Ben Wallace type of player, a little better than Ben Wallace, maybe.
I don't think he'd be better than Bill Wallace.
I mean, he had to add on a lot of muscle, but just like y'all was saying, if they had the same, advances as everyone else, they would do this and do that. But there's more than just training at a high school to become an all-time great NBA player.
Well, they was great without it, right? We got Bill
Well,
Russell.
Yeah, in their era. Yeah, they
Let's
were
be
great in
real.
their era.
Rick Barry talks a lot of shit. Rick Barry's a shit talker.
He said freaking Jalen
he-
Brown shouldn't have got 300 million, averaging
said-
18 points.
He said he can get Shaq free throw shooting up to 80% easily. If Shaq went underhand shooting, he would teach Shaq how to do it. That
He'll
was his
price
word.
you higher. Who knows?
That's what he told him. Shaq never took up his offense. He always talked crap. He talked crap about Wilt Chamberlain. He said Wilt Chamberlain used to play real soft. He said it was very easy to get into Wilt Chamberlain's head. He talks a lot of crap, but Rick Barry is a legend. He has the right. He's a Hall of Famer. He's a champion.
He played. Didn't he
He played-
play against him? I believe.
Yeah, he played. He started his career in the NBA. He left the NBA and went to the ABA, and then he went back to the NBA.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he won a championship with the 75 Warriors, I believe.
Yep.
So
Johnny, stop being so knowledgeable, bastard.
He's right.
He got a teleprompter on the side. Say this, say this, say this.
We know.
He be on TikTok in the back listening.
Listen, this is who I am. I don't talk about nothing unless I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm tired of people just saying stuff by just saying things. We are grown men. You should be knowing what the hell you're talking about. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have
What I will say is on topic, Joe, is about the advanced stats. I've always said like this is part of the picture. I've never said this should only be measured by their advanced stats, like because that's just disingenuous. Like you said, a bunch of players jumped up the list,
Mhm.
but the eye test would completely disagree. Like you said a little bit. It's just one piece. Like that's why NBA is so much harder, I think, to judge individual players than like some other sport where they're just locked into a position or like there's only one stat. Like are they a piece of puzzle? Sure. That's generally, I think, why we see
Oh,
when you look at these advanced stats, you see like
that's so
you
sweet.
see a lot of the same players, generally speaking,
Sign to the
like-
Facebook page.
rise to the top. So
No, again, the advanced stats are good to use for us who understand basketball, real basketball fans. You get an understanding of the game a little bit more. It helps you out. It's definitely good, but does it tell us who's the better player or not? No. If you guys get a chance, look up the glossary and basketball reference.
Oh my god.
No,
No, I read that joint. Oh my
no.
god.
Go look
Bro.
up what they did with the box plus minus, and then go look at.
Yeah. I read it.
It was saying something about how like Penny Hardaway was a better defensive player than somebody else that you would be like, there's no way Penny Hardaway is a better defensive player if we went by box plus minus. But it was just a hard thing to do. This guy William is funny. He said debate me. Brandon, are you conversating with this guy here? William,
I told him to send an invite if he wants
He-
to, but I told him before, and he still hasn't done it yet. But I know he's afraid to come on
yeah.
because all he do is put comments in the
Well, actually,
the thread, but he's afraid to come on.
Shout out to my wife. She just showed some love. She's a part of the GOAT James Kingdom membership. My baby should send some love to us in the comments. She told me that my Friday night show is Friday night sissy fights. So So
Damn.
for those that truly want to debate one another, you don't have to debate me because obviously you can see y'all don't want the smoke with A. Johnny, right? You don't want the smoke.
You know what we should do? We should do a habit where you, since you the LeBron guy, you get a Michael Jordan guy. We just coach two people to go at it with each other.
Okay. I say
This guy in the chat, King, dude, eye test matters. It's not the end all be all, but come on. Of course I don't record it, but I mean, is Tracy McGrady gonna get like swept against Kuzi? Come on, eye test, brother.
eye test. They go to the eye test conversation.
Eye test.
It's a part of the conversation. Like I always told you, I just say, like I said, if your eyes can see a grainy video from 1998, you can see the stats that are sitting in your face, your computer, or your phone. So that's
It's like what I said. It's what I said last week. I'm like, hey Ralph, if you and me were on the same court and you dropped 40 on me, everyone would see that, right? But like, what if my advanced stats because I dropped 11 and 15? Like, they saw you cook me, and that's the eye test. But
listen, you said something wild about Bill Russell. You can't be talking about Bill Russell around me. Ralph knows I don't play about Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West.
I moved them down.
Oh, here we go.
hey, I said he was the GOAT, or he would be, right? Did I not
I
say?
moved them down on my list. But see, like with my list, you know how I do my lives and everything. I post my list, and if you can make a valid like argument with my list, I will be objective and I would consider.
Oh, Johnny, didn't I say though that Bill
I
Russell?
moved Kareem up. I had him at 5. I moved.
Didn't I say he would be the GOAT though if like all those awards existed? I said he would be the GOAT.
It's true, and it would be because of this era. He was ahead of the game. He was completely ahead of the game. So that's another thing too. He's transcended. He's just the man. He's Bill Russell. This is. But Ralph, your top 10 is like a conveyor belt now. All of a sudden, every week in a new spot.
Nah, it's like I have my top 10, and if you can actually articulate a good argument against, like Tim Duncan went down. I had him at 3. He went down, and Kareem went in his spot.
All right, so let's figure out a way to put Jordan at number 2 for you. Let's do that. Let's figure that out.
That's gonna be a tough cookie right there. That's gonna be real tough.
Okay,
That's
so
gonna be hard.
all right, so I'm interested in fixing my criteria. I know Brandon's going to fix his. So we're going to eliminate the advanced stats. But what do you guys think about adding other accomplishments that are considered great, that are not considered accolades, but they're really achievements, right? So certain records. Should we count playoff wins, playoff series wins?
I think percentages.
So we should do winning percentages, regular season winning percentage, and so all right, because remember we're doing it off the greatest players' accomplishments. So, so the winning percentage would be off of the greatest player and winning percentage. So as an example, we didn't use Gilbert what's his name Robert Gobert, Rudy Gobert's true shooting percentage because he's the number 1 true shooting percentage. We didn't use his. We didn't want to compare the greatest player of all time to his true shooting. So we would.
He's the best shooter. He's the best shooter of all time, though.
No, he's the most efficient.
Yeah, true shooting is. I learned about true shooting. That is also
you can't be a
can
true
be
shooter
subjective as well.
3 shots a game, man.
No.
Let's just eliminate it. Let's just completely eliminate it because we can't really measure players off of Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, or.
Yeah, true shooting is very, very subjective.
When Brandon stated that, I agree with him, right? Because it's like, he's true. Okay, Rudy Gobert, he's really not the greatest scorer we can put in the conversation, but the numbers would say with the true shooting, he's the most efficient scorer. Basically saying that he scores 67% of his baskets. That would be his true field goal.
I would too if I only taking 2 shots a game.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, true shooting is very.
It doesn't take your rate in the shots per game. It just takes your shots compared to how many times to the points you score. So that's what it really is. That's really it.
No minimum.
Like I said,
be a minimum of 20 or 15 shot attempts. Whoever got the highest
a
game?
15 shot attempts.
Like I said, true shooting
do
is
that,
very.
we did it off
Joker. Joker has the next best player besides the type of players like Rudy Gobert, which is like Tyson Chandler and DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan, yeah.
It was Joker.
It does favor.
That's what we did, Craig. We did it versus the players who are in the list.
Shaq's up there. Yep.
Yeah, Shaq and them is up there. Yeah, Shaq is up there. Great. I mean, again,
Like
you shoot over 55% in true shooting. That's really good.
To be
Well,
honest,
true.
everybody
It's really,
scored
really good.
high. Everyone scored high, so it didn't
Yeah,
really
everybody did.
matter
Yeah,
too much.
it didn't matter.
Everyone
Everybody
got at least a 9 or a 10. At
or
least
close
a
to it,
9.
or close to it, or close to it. Yeah, I mean, Stephen Curry's true shooting is 60% something because of his 3-point shooting. It's so efficient. So, like I said, it counts for your scoring efficiency. It's again, you can use it if you know how to use anywhere in these stats. You just got to know how it's used. Actually, that's one of the easiest calculations. You can do that one on your phone to figure out anybody's true shooting. To be honest with you.
Yeah, true shooting is also skewed as well, though.
Yeah, because it gives free throw attempts a bonus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like if you get an and one, like you get
That's
an
a
and
field
one and you
goal
hit your
made
free
and a
throw
free throw
shooting,
shot.
it's 113%. Like if I shoot a 3-point shot and I'm 1 of 1, it's 150%. So it's skewed.
No, it counts your 3-pointer as 150% because a 3-pointer is basically 150% scoring efficiency because a normal shot is 2. But what happened is this: that if you make a 2-pointer, 2-pointer, and you only take one shot, your true shooting is 100. So that means you score 100% efficiency, right, scoring wise. But if you take one free throw and make just one free throw and don't take no other shots, and you have 1 point, your true shooting is 113.
Yep.
That's because your free throw isn't extra; it's a bonus to your scoring, and that's why I think they did it that way. It's just an additional because for you to get a free throw, you got to cause a foul of some sort so that you can get that shot. It's an extra shot. You're not taking a field goal attempt to actually get that point. So I can see why they made it just a little bit better than the 2, but it helped. Like I said, it does help you understand an efficient score. If you're above 55, you are a very good efficient score. If you're under 55, you're questionable. If you're under 50, you're bad. That's just the facts. So that's just how you would rate it. That's how you would rate it.
I don't never use the true shooting argument because of the metric how the way it is. It's
Because
so
Jordan's
All
like a 58. Jordan's like a 58%.
Jordan is 57, I believe, in LeBron.
57?
yeah.
58. Yeah, they're about the same.
That's
They're
what I'm
about
saying.
the
It's not
same.
that. That's what I'm saying. That means they're good, efficient scorers. That's good. That means that they score at a 57% clip. That's their field goal percentage, basically.
Oh, so
Yeah,
Ball
like
is
if
an
you look
efficient
at the
scorer,
list,
huh?
Yeah.
if you look at the list, most of them are big men or the ones that play under the rim. I mean,
I
you
mean,
have some wings that's up there, like
isn't
such
Magic
as like
Johnson up
Kevin
there?
Durant.
Yeah, Magic
I
is
know
up there.
Magic Johnson
Kevin
Yeah.
very
Durant's. I want to say Kevin Durant's up there. Steph Curry's up there, but the
Curry's
rest of them are
there.
power forwards and centers.
Yeah.
No, but like Kawhi Leonard is above 60% in true shooting for his career because he's
I mean,
an efficient
I
scorer.
mean, Shaq is higher than Jordan, so you
Because
know
he's an
it's.
efficient scorer.
Yeah.
He's an
But
efficient
you know,
scorer. And again, it doesn't say who's the greater scorer. It just says
Mhm.
efficient scorer. Basically saying, listen, when you go to Rudy Gobert, 67% of his shots go in. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so he
So
scores.
that's why they
That's
trade.
how
Yes.
his,
So
that's how his
like
scoring rate is.
so
That's his scoring rate. You understand? That's all it is.
so here's the top 10: is Rudy Gobert, DeAndre Jordan, Joker, Cedric Maxwell, Steph Curry, Tyson Chandler, Clint Capella, Karl Anthony Towns, Artis Gilmore, and Kevin Durant. Those are the top 10.
Yeah.
That's crazy that Durant's up there. So
Think about this. Kevin Durant's field goal percentage, I think, is 48 or 49%, but Stephen Curry's is like 47%. So they don't really have field goal percentages.
They just good 3-point and free
Yeah,
throw.
and because they
Kevin
make
Durant 61.
and because they make a lot of threes on top of that, they make 5 or 6 threes a game, so it helps out their scoring.
basically, Durant was like Jordan for mid range, but also he mixed in a little bit more threes.
Exactly.
He's a Curry
So-
and Jordan combined into a 7-foot.
I mean, just do it like this. That's why the reason I like true shooting, because it actually shows you how 3-point shooting is more efficient of a scoring than 2-point shooting. Because if you go to the true shooting and you give yourself 10 field goal attempts and 0 free throw attempts, and give yourself, which is the league average, or even if you want to do the 20 shots, which is basically 45%, right? So that would be what? That'd be that's 9 points, right? So that's 9 points you would get out of 20 shots. But if you take 23 pointers and do 35%, which would be 7, you'll see how that efficiency, even though 35% is lower than 45% in general, but in true shooting sense, you're more efficient as a scorer hitting those 7 3-pointers than those nine jumpers or whatever, those 9 layups or
18
whatever.
and 21 as a 3-point difference.
Mhm.
So I actually do believe like that should be added into the regular season stats for the averages.
What?
Because
True shooting.
true shooting percentage, because it's kind of hard to just add field goal percentage, 2-point percentage, 3-point percentage, field goal percentage,
Yeah.
and free throw percentage. Just do true shooting percentage. If we're going to use any advanced stats, that would be the only one that we should use.
But then there's the efficiency field goal percentage. Now that's
Effective. Yep.
or effective field goal percentage. That's another one too. Again, these are all crazy stats. Brandon likes the game score, but the game score is only for one game or a playoff series. They don't really have it for.
Yeah, I like it for just determining who's the finals MVP. That's all.
But again,
Doesn't Mike have the highest game score in history?
Yeah, most of the time it is the finals
That
MVP.
68 and 19 game.
Game score is
Yeah,
awesome.
that's number one.
Yeah, that's because Bill Russell and I'm not Bill Russell. Will Chamberlain's, statistics not adding into that. So Michael Jordan has it. So I wouldn't say he has.
Chamberlain was gross though. We don't.
That's the highest recorded. That's the
Yeah.
highest.
Like
yeah, highest recorded,
No,
definitely for
yeah,
sure.
I recorded, but I
Did
wouldn't
he win
say
that game?
high.
Did he win it?
Yeah,
Yes.
They won.
Yeah.
They won in overtime.
Who did he
Yeah,
win against?
it went overtime.
Was it against the Knicks?
It was the Cavs. It was the Cavs.
He used to rock the Cavs.
Yeah, was that like he dropped like 63 and 19 or something?
Yeah,
Like
That was
Yeah.
that was
We're
69
like,
and 18.
I think he had like
With 6 assists
7
and 3 steals.
assists. I'm like, yeah.
1 block.
Four steals.
Kobe second.
You want to give time to Mr.
Kobe second.
To Mr. Sermon here, Mr. Willie Sermon. He's
If
asking.
he
for
wants to. He's been. I told him to send it to the email, but we could send him the link since he's crying about it.
Don't you got a
Oh
thing
my
with
God.
Jay
Send the
Over?
link in the chat.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Exposing GJK. You got 5 minutes, young man. 5 minutes, young man. You've been all over our YouTube talking crap.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Hey fellas, I gotta go, man. The Saints is playing.
All right,
All right,
y'all.
man.
All right.
Good luck to the Saints.
All right. Thanks for coming on, man.
Later, man.
All right.
All right, man.
You
Send
send the
Thanks for having
link
me,
in the chat?
Yeah, he put the
Yeah.
link in the chat. Oh, hey, what's his name was asking for the link too, Brandon.
We're about to get some television Jordan fans here, smirching all over our good name.
Oh my God. The good thing is you guys don't take one for the team, right, Ralph?
You goddamn
Craig
right.
definitely
I don't do that.
Craig definitely don't. I'll tell you that. Ralph too. Both of
I'm a
them.
grown ass.
Don't
man.
I've always said that from the beginning. I don't.
They gotta be responsible for their own actions. We all adults here.
That go old Willie.
We all cringed.
What's happening, Willie, man?
You already know. I ain't accepting no slander at all.
Hey, go ahead and
First off, I want to preface my statements by saying I love you guys' work because I work all day and I just put y'all in my little AirPods and be going to work. So I love Goat James Kingdom, and I mean, even though I don't agree, I just listen because you got to know your enemies. You got to know your counterparts and how you got to react to it. So I love you guys' work. I actually work. I'm a construction worker, so I'll be on cranes and high up in the buildings, and I do that type of stuff. So I'm coming hard body. That's what we do.
Hey, put us on in the break room. Put us on in the break room when y'all be chilling in the break room. Make sure you put us on speaker so they can hear us.
Yeah, of course. I got you. You know, I'll be like, oh, okay, because you got to accept the hate with the good. You can't just be all good. You got to all. That's one thing in life. Don't just listen to what you like. Listen to what you don't like.
Hey,
And then
I can see you, Willie, right now throwing bricks because of what we said. Throwing bricks like these motherfuckers in Goat James Kingdom. Get on
hey. So don't get it. We all brothers, and this ain't Steven. We ain't gonna get into the sports analysts knocking other sports analysts like rappers do or other things. We're gonna keep it 100. We all men. We all trying to do something to make a way and everything like that. I love your content. Don't get it twisted. I do love your content. But I'm going to check you on anything you say about Michael Jordan, bro.
So
are
we Jordan haters?
Yes, you are. You are a Jordan hater. You know what I'm saying? Because
why are we Jordan haters? Why?
Because because you cannot knock somebody that came into the league and came in out of college and just slowly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when it's winter time, the car don't start up, just slowly, just started taking over that league. And you could see it. And nobody could believe it. And the way he did it, I mean, you should see it by, oh, Jordan. That's not by accident, bro. He put in that work. He didn't take no easy.
Why are we Jordan haters though? Why are we Jordan haters though?
Because
like,
you only because you only look in the flaws of what he did. Now we could do that with any athlete. I could say, oh, LeBron in 08 against Orlando, 09 against Boston. Oh, why he ain't do this in the fourth quarter? We can do this to anybody. But when you look on the basketball court, see, the younger people love stats and numbers. But see, the older cats love balling. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to a park, you see somebody balling. When you go to that park, do you be putting down stats? No, you watch his game. And that's what the older cats do. And that's what the younger people don't understand what we see. We watch you ball. So Jordan was just balling, yo. And it's like it's hard to accept. Oh, well, he did this without Pippen. Don't you know he was dropping 63 without Pippen? Don't you know he was doing this without Pippen? Don't you know he was all this in Pippen's rookie year? Like defensive, Pippen was a rookie on the bench.
Okay, Willie. Okay, we get it. So we're going to give you this time, just like we always do.
And I love Coach James because me and him go back and forth.
Like, okay, we're going to give you a time period. Yeah. Yeah, we actually want to give you your time to say Michael Jordan is the GOAT. So let's just get this stuff in order. You're going to have your time, your 1 minute intervals for 5 minutes to say why Michael Jordan's the GOAT. I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to rebuttal what you say. And then at the end, Johnny is going to finish it off. So your 1 minute. Your 1 minute, Johnny, are you taking time? Or you want me to take time?
I'm ready, bro.
I'm gonna, as soon as you start,
I'm gonna go mute.
Oh, you got it. All right.
I'll do the clock.
All right.
Do the clock?
Yeah, do the clock.
Do the clock?
Craig, look, see, look, we're giving you a impartial judge, Craig. Craig's gonna make sure you get your 1 minute in. He's probably gonna give you 10 extra seconds, but it's all love. All right, I'm gonna mute myself. Everybody mute yourself. This is Willie. How you say Sermon? Sermon? And I say your last name, brother? Sermon. Sermon. He's gonna come preach. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Here it is. Exposing GJK, y'all.
Ready?
Yes, sir. Okay. Number one. Jordan was winning in high school, college, Olympics, and the pros. Jordan has never lost a championship game. Never. So when people say, oh, well, he might have lost to the, you don't have no evidence of that. He never lost. So that's why the nostalgia and the whole, well, Jordan, because he never lost a big game. We're talking about a big game. Now, Jordan had to come up like everybody else, like LeBron, and I will keep it real. I was a big LeBron fan when he first went to Cleveland. That first LeBron stint, I was like, because I wasn't watching basketball when Jordan retired. But when LeBron came, I was like, oh.
All right, that's your first minute.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that's your first minute. So, Willie, you're saying that Jordan is the GOAT because he never lost a big game in his career.
He said championship game. Just want to make it clear.
A championship game.
So a big game, championship. When all the chips is in the middle, he never lost. High school, college, Olympics, or pros.
So you're saying he never lost a big game in high school. What big game did he win in high school?
He won a high school championship.
Okay, that's not true. All right, so he never lost a big game in college?
He-
Are you just
oh,
saying that
oh,
he only played one big game in college?
oh,
in 3
Jordan
years?
has never lost a championship game, bro.
Okay, okay, but you're saying that he never lost a championship game in high school because he never made one. He never lost a championship game in college as the number one player because he never made one. He lost all those times before the finals, and those do not count. Is that what you're saying?
No, all of them count. That's what make you great. Don't you know losing is what make you great,
So
bro?
Jordan did lose. Okay, he did lose. So we
Yes,
know
he
to know.
did. Just like
You
your
just
favorite
admitted that he
player.
lost. You just admitted he lost. So that doesn't make Jordan the greatest if he's lost in your mind. So let's go on to round 2.
Oh.
Hold on. Your favorite player never lost.
I mean, Penny Hardaway is my favorite player.
Okay. Aside from Penny Hardaway, the conversation is LeBron and Jordan. Did LeBron ever lose?
Yes, I never said LeBron winning.
Okay. Ho. Did LeBron lose in historic fashion?
If you want to say historic fashion, I guess.
Okay, playing like trash.
If you say that, okay. I never said that. Makes
Okay.
LeBron a goat.
Okay. I don't even want to do 2011. Let's do 07, your first one.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start round 2.
Wait. How you jump
Yeah.
from to explaining how Jordan's the GOAT to start talking about LeBron's failures when you said all players got failures?
You
We
just
should be-
yeah. You said we don't talk
Oh,
about that.
And you just said failures make you great. Now LeBron James' failures don't make him great.
Bro,
Hold on, you got
Bro.
round two. You got round two.
Okay.
Number round 2. When Craig gives you the cue, you got a minute, your second round, to tell us why Jordan's the GOAT. Because Jordan, now we're talking about Jordan. Leave LeBron out of this. You got to
I'm
explain
going to say
Jordan.
one thing and one thing only. Jordan has a silver medal, so he has lost in the championship game.
Now, okay, but that's silver medal. He has a silver medal, 1981, I believe it is, if I'm correct. But let's go.
Yeah,
round number 2.
round number 2 because the
Round
first
number
round
2.
you do well.
You ready? Start.
So me?
Mhm.
Okay, listen. Point out the weakness in Jordan game. Point out any weakness that handles footwork, mid-range, jump shot, free throws, defense, instincts, stealing, blocks, getting his teammates riled up. Don't you know Pippen came in the league in '87? Don't you he raised that boy, like he raised Pippen. Like when you're working out with Jordan every day in practice, you don't think you're gonna get great. So I'm saying, how can you say, and that goes into saying that Jordan makes his teammates better, because when Jordan left in '93, the Bulls still won 55 games. They had that blueprint. And that's why in 95, they was 34 and 33. And Pippen asked them to come on back. They didn't win nothing without Jordan. Jordan was the glue, bro.
The time done.
All right, that's time. Go ahead, Brandon.
All right, so you're saying Michael Jordan is a GOAT because he didn't have any weakness because he made Pippen?
I'm saying Michael Jordan didn't have one weakness in his game, and please bring up three-point shooting, because Jordan run that in the playoffs and the finals and has a higher average on a season over LeBron. Bring it.
All right.
Bring 3-point in there. LeBron does not shoot a higher 3-point percentage than Jordan in the playoffs or the finals, and he doesn't have a higher 3-point, the highest between the two in the regular season. So bring that up. So what you going to bring?
Can I say something?
You have nothing to say.
Okay, can you stop talking for a second so I can say something? So you're saying Michael Jordan is the GOAT because of his 3-point percentage, that it was higher than LeBron, so that makes him the GOAT?
I did not say that. I said that you might use that. And if you use that, you can't win that. That's what I said.
So Michael Jordan 3-point percentage was a strength. It's not a
Michael Jordan 3-point percentage was average. How about that?
So
average.
He's
LeBron's
average
3-point percentage. LeBron's 3-point percentage for his era is below average. So if you got to do errors, You got to do Jordan's is average. LeBron's is below average, and LeBron doesn't shoot a high 3-point percentage when it counts. Playoff, finals, it doesn't add up. So if you want to use 3-point percentage, add that in. Now what?
Okay. Are you gonna let me talk? Is that okay? I asked you one question and you just went on.
Bring it up. Go ahead and talk. I love to listen because I dissect. I love to listen. Go ahead.
I don't think you like to listen at all, actually.
All right, go ahead.
So you said Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he didn't have any weaknesses in his game. That's basically what you're saying. And Michael
Correct.
Jordan was okay. All right, we could go on to the third round because you just used up all of my time to rebuttal. So let's go to the third round.
And he didn't rebuttal, so let's keep that clear. He didn't have nothing to say, people that's listening. He just gave that up. So let's go to the third round.
All right, you ready? Why my phone keep cutting it down? I'm sorry. I updated my phone and it keeps shutting off the app every time it shuts off. You ready? Oh, see,
easy work.
Go. Go. Oh, hold on. You ready?
Somebody.
This is the third round.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the thing. Jordan is never seen or ever heard. He never even talked back to what people say about him. That's the nostalgia about him. Like, it's a GOAT thing going on right now. And LeBron is phenomenal. LeBron, I'm not no hater on LeBron. But when you're talking about GOATs, GOATs don't fold. They don't fold on the biggest stage when all the lights is shining. They don't fold. Yeah, Jordan lost as a kid. Y'all can only knock Jordan early years or 40. But I'll never see y'all come for prime Jordan. Y'all never come for prime Jordan. Y'all come for, he just got out of college and he lost. LeBron went from high school and lost as well. Kobe sat on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Judge these NBA players accordingly. And when Jordan got on that biggest stage, he made Air Jordans a goddamn phenomenal.
Time.
Okay. First round, you said Michael Jordan was the greatest because of, I don't know what the hell you was talking about. Second round, he was the greatest because you think he don't have any weaknesses. And third round is more of what you think. You have not stated one thing that makes Michael Jordan greater than everyone else on the basketball court. So I hope you do better the fourth round because the first 3 rounds, you just stated what you think about Michael Jordan. You didn't bring anything to the table other than what you think. Like, you think Michael Jordan can fly. Like, okay, I don't think Michael Jordan can fly.
I tried you know what I did? And you didn't beat it? I tried to stay away from numbers. I tried to stay from numbers.
Oh, you gotta stay away from numbers.
Hold. I tried to stay. I tried to stay from numbers.
Talk about numbers. Yeah. Okay.
You can bring them up. I tried to stay from numbers, accolades, and stats. I wanted to talk about the basketball play. Why? Jordan got the highest scoring average in league history 10 times. Jordan played 82 games 9 times. Jordan is a 9-time first team all defensive player. I don't need to do all that. If I watch, you know that already. So why am I going to waste my time telling you what you already know? I don't need to do that. I need to tell you this. When Pippen was hurt and y'all praised Pippen was limping. Mike, I can't go. You know what Jordan did? Sit down, Pippen. You know what? Sit down, Pippen. 98 finals. Yo, he scored damn near 50% of the points. Oh, and don't forget the flu game. Oh, like this man be balling. You don't see balling in that?
Yeah, Jordan be balling. Okay, let's go to round 4 because Jordan be balling. No, Jordan be balling.
Are y'all ready?
Yep.
Didn't take the Cavs in 07 to the finals. What did LeBron do?
You gotta go number 4. Number 4.
And I love LeBron. Don't make me start knocking. I got like 10 things on that. You got maybe 1. I got like 10.
You ain't even got.
And if you want to bring up teammates, I got like 10.
Time is going, buddy. Come on, Willie. Time is going. 15 seconds.
Nah, bro. I'm not running from nowhere. Y'all know who the GOAT is. That's your favorite player. I'm not going to not go James Kingdom on that. But y'all act like people ain't seen better. We saw a better basketball player than LeBron James when the money was on the line. Period. Point. End of the story. And that's why this man is the consensus GOAT. All current and former athletes pick Jordan. All the consensus on every athletic, CBS, every Jordan. So just because LeBron may be number 2 doesn't mean we knocking him. But y'all not gonna put him over the GOAT, bro. That's impossible. He's 6-0.
All right, that's time. That's time. Man, I'm still waiting for you to tell me why Michael Jordan is greater than everybody, not by what you think.
I just told you.
You told me that Michael Jordan
You ain't tell me why LeBron to go. So why I'm gonna give you that, and you ain't tell me.
So basically, since I didn't tell you why LeBron's to go, you're not gonna tell me why Jordan's to go. Is that what you're saying?
What Jordan is the GOAT. I don't have to tell you why. You have to tell me why. Oh, you gotta tell me why LeBron. Jordan already been the GOAT. So why I gotta explain Jordan? It's up for the newcomer to tell me why LeBron is the GOAT. I don't gotta tell you why Jordan the GOAT. Jordan is the GOAT.
Tell why Jordan's the GOAT. You can't tell me why Jordan's the GOAT because he's the GOAT.
You can't tell me why LeBron's the GOAT. You already know why Jordan the GOAT.
That's why I asked you why Jordan's the GOAT.
The legacy, the impact, the scoring, the whatever, the game, the defense, the handle.
You're not going to address this silver medal? You're not going to address the silver medal? Because you was caught in a lie there. Can you address that, please? Thank you.
I ain't hear that.
He doesn't know Jordan got a silver medal. So we're going to give you one more round to actually give us something why Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time.
They never went nothing but gold in the Olympics. Don't get out of here. LeBron lost in the Olympics and needed Kobe. So don't bring up no silver. And Jordan was in college playing in the Olympics, winning gold.
Right.
You don't want to hear that.
Explain to us why Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
They try to throw it in there.
And so last round for you, buddy. We give you 5 rounds to say why Michael Jordan's the GOAT.
Ready?
Last one, Willie.
Go.
Okay, Jordan is the GOAT because LeBron wears Jordan number. Kobe was taught by Jordan. All the former, because I'm going by the greats. See, you might get Kendrick Perkins a bit, but I'm talking about great Hakeem, Magic. I'm going by what they say, not by what y'all say. Jordan is the best player that ever played the KD, Curry. I'm going by what the players that play say. Even the players that played against Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron picked Jordan. Okay, I'm talking about people on the court going to the locker rooms, dealing with these guys. They picked Jordan. And most of Jordan's teammates called him the GOAT. 9 or 10 of LeBron teammates called Jordan the GOAT. People that played with LeBron. Okay? And it's not no knock to LeBron. But when you're debating, you got to come hard. What?
That's time. All right. Before I let Johnny go.
Johnny can't go. He can't. All he can do is.
All right. Before I let Johnny go, I'm going to say that, you think you did a great job because you kept telling us Michael Jordan is a GOAT without saying why he's a GOAT. I think you did a great job. But when you come on here, you have to actually explain why Michael Jordan is the greatest. It should have been pretty simple, but you just could not do it. So I'm gonna let a Johnny go and let you know what's going on.
You do it.
No, it ain't him do it. You got your 5 minutes. We asked
you have your 5 minutes, buddy.
We gave you 5 minutes, 5 different explanations. You started with winning. Jordan is not the most winningest player in NBA history. So if you want to use winning to make him the GOAT, he can't be the GOAT by the winning. There's another guy who never lost any championships because the one that he lost, he didn't even play in. He was hurt. So that he won in college, high school, and in the NBA as a pros. The most championships all across the board, even in the Olympics. One as a rookie coming into the NBA. Plenty of players won more than Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan is not the most winningest player of all time. You may think he wins more than
I did not say that.
As a part of the idea of
if I'm debating one person to the next person, you don't need to throw nobody else in. I'm debating that person.
No. The GOAT conversation isn't LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. The GOAT conversation is the greatest players of all time. And it's not a two-player conversation. If Michael Jordan is going to get credit for winning and being the GOAT for winning, then somebody who won more than him should also be considered in the conversation. And you're not going to eliminate that person because your boy is not great at that. So you can talk about Jordan's winning against LeBron, but that's not what makes you the GOAT, because obviously you don't want to talk about other players. Then the second thing you brought up, weaknesses. Jordan had no handles. He couldn't go left. That was the exact game plan. That was the same exact game plan. We're not going to talk numbers because you don't talk stats. We're going to talk basketball. Detroit Pistons' game plan was send Jordan to his left because he would dribble twice and shoot.
So why they go to game 7? So why they go 7 games?
Listen, they went 7 games. They went 7 games because Scottie Pippen was the point guard of the Chicago Bulls and he was making everybody else.
No, he wasn't. John Paxson was. John Paxson was. So stop lying.
Please mute him, please.
No.
Please mute him, please. Listen, Michael Jordan, you're bringing up 1990. In 1988, he went 5 games against Detroit and lost while he choked 3 straight games in a row. 1989 against Detroit, he couldn't go left. He choked 3 straight games against them after being up 2-1. He choked in big games. That's the biggest game of his series was 1990, Game 7 Eastern Conference Championship. A championship round for your conference. Jordan chokes, takes 27 shots to score 31 points and lose by 20. And you're going to blame Scottie Pippen for that loss, which means Scottie Pippen is the reason why they win, if he's the reason why they lost. Jordan's weaknesses was he had no handles. His three-point shooting was a complete weakness. If you take Jordan's shortened line seasons out, he shoots under 30% from the three-point line. He actually shoots under 29% from the three-point line. He shoots like Westbrook from the three-point line without the shortened line. He does not shoot better than LeBron James from the three-point line. The only reason his field goal percentage is better in the playoffs now, which is something you don't use, which is numbers, because you don't want to use numbers, Jordan is better than him. And that's only because of this playoffs. LeBron went on a slump shooting three-pointers. Prior to that, LeBron James is top 10 in three-points made and top 10 in three-points made in the playoffs. So he's a better three-point shooter than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's weaknesses was his three-point shooting. He even said himself he doesn't even want to try to get good at three-point shooting because at the end of the day, it's not his game. And he shot below average in his era. So if LeBron's a bad three-point shooter because of his below average percentage, so is Michael Jordan, which are stat numbers that you don't like to use. Then we'll go to Michael Jordan doesn't respond or fold under pressure. Michael Jordan folded under pressure in 1989. He folded under pressure in 1990. He folded under pressure in 2002 and in 2003. Jordan folds all the time under pressure, but you don't consider that. You consider that a part of being great. Michael Jordan responds all the time. Somebody says Michael Jordan's not good at basketball, he's going to go score 55 on you. Michael Jordan has said that he's going to go sugarcoat some friends by buying them jewelry before a game, and he goes out and scores 50 on the team because a coach said that. Jordan is known for responding to people who say stuff. So don't say Jordan doesn't respond. Jordan also called himself the greatest player to play the game of basketball. He argued with players about it. He's argued with it. This is all documented. These are all your lies being exposed. Then you brought up Michael Jordan. What was the thing? Michael Jordan. I stay away from numbers, but 5 seconds later, you brought up Michael Jordan scoring. How is Jordan a great scorer if you're not using numbers? What numbers are you using to say Jordan's a great scorer? Or you're not using numbers. You said you're talking basketball. Michael Jordan's not the greatest scorer. Let's leave that alone. You say you don't like LeBron or you don't hate on LeBron, but everything that you make Jordan the GOAT for is based on LeBron. Everything that you do. You said legacy, impact, and scoring. And then the final thing was popularity, players voting for Jordan. Again, you're using all things that are not basketball related. And that's why you got exposed by the exposure here, because you don't know how to talk basketball. because stats and numbers are something you guys are not good at. Counting past 6 actually counts when you want to talk numbers, but you can't do that. Michael Jordan lost plenty of times. He didn't. His 30 points per game were not why the Bulls were winning, because he won championships averaging less than 30, and he won and he lost in the first round averaging 37. So his scoring does have nothing to do with his team. He had a great team and a great roster built around him, and that's how he was able to win championships. But even with that, that don't make him the GOAT, because championships don't make you the GOAT. If that was the case, Bill Russell's the GOAT, and we know this already. So while you sit there in your car enjoying your Sunday afternoon, Brandon and I are going to tell you again, do not come on GOAT James Kingdom talking about a bunch of nonsense that has nothing to do with basketball. If you want to talk basketball, then we can say why Michael Jordan's the GOAT. But as of right now, you are not the one to do it. You had your 5 minutes. It's over. You have now been exposed by the exposure.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Serious about what? Serious about what?
Well, I ain't talking to you. You wasn't talking to me. I'm talking to the gentleman that just was talking to me. So
listen,
Dan,
Serious about what, dude?
like
listen,
be Scottie Pippen, and play your position. Sit over there and pass the ball to the GOAT. Okay, now I'm trying to see what this man just said is utterly ridiculous on all platforms.
Why is that?
He said, "Oh, Jordan
He's talking in the mirror to himself.
Jordan didn't do this. Jordan didn't score. Jordan has the most game winners and buzzer beaters combined, besides Kobe, in the history of basketball. Jordan played every 48 minutes of the game. He ain't never sit out. He ain't never want to hurt his fans from watching him perform. You talking about GOAT? When you paid a ticket to go see Michael Jordan, don't you know crime was down when Jordan was on TV, bro? When Jordan was on,
I'm about to mute him because this is what we talk about with Jordan fans. They just say ridiculous things. Now crime is down because Michael Jordan is playing. But
And Jordan played all 48 minutes.
Yo, did he just say Michael Jordan played all 48 minutes?
Yes,
And did he say Michael Jordan brought down crime? You know how many men are in jail because of Jordan sneakers?
Wait. Oh my God.
I know, Ralph. I know. Like these
Ralph.
these are the Jordan fans that you guys
Ralph.
don't want to come
Ralph.
on.
You know
But
what?
this
I'm
is
bringing
what
them
happens.
No, hold on. Wait a second. Don't you say that, Brandon. I didn't. No,
Ralph.
These are not the Jordan fans you want coming on the show, right? Because they say things that looks bad.
I agree.
Listen,
Yeah.
Ralph, the man, one of his criteria and one of the things he said Air Jordans. He said Jordan sneakers is why Jordan's the GOAT. Then he brought up Michael Jordan lowering crime. Somehow he has the statistics that says when Michael Jordan was on television, which was barely, crime stopped. So motherfuckers want to think about making no money because Jordan was on television. Now that's incredible. That's incredible. That is one of the greatest comments ever spoken on GOAT James Kingdom, y'all. I don't think anybody will top Mr. Sermon's sermon because what he just gave us was prime example of Jordan fans and why Ralph don't take one for the team. Go ahead, Ralph.
Let me say this. Now you asked me a question earlier. Is Shallow as bad as Dion? This is worse than Dion. Dion would say that like this. Oh, wow.
Listen, for y'all who don't know who Dion is, his name is Dion from Ohio. He is a big time LeBron James fan who goes on Ralph's Live. He's also been on our live on TikTok. So it's a TikTok thing. We're being TikTokers today. And Dion is a big time LeBron fan. Till this day, he'll tell you LeBron James is still the greatest player in the NBA today. And he'll have a whole soliloquy of things why LeBron James is still the Dawn. And I like him because he talks basketball, but at least he talks basketball. He don't bring up LeBron James having the most liquor sold.
He can talk ball. Here's the thing about Deion. If he's not talking about LeBron James, he actually knows basketball, and I've told him. And that's why I bring him in my lives. But when it comes to LeBron, like he'll say LeBron was the best player all 20 years. He said that.
LeBron's the greatest playmaker, the greatest defender. He's everything. LeBron's the GOAT. To Deion, LeBron's the GOAT of everything. He's the GOAT of all GOATs.
Yeah, he gave him a turkey too.
Yeah.
Oh, he said LeBron gave him a turkey. I kid you not.
Well, look, listen. Y'all can see what we deal with. This guy has been on our Facebook. He tags me all the time on TikTok, wanting me to comment on other stupid people's posts. You see what I'm saying? He wants to be a part of the groupie posse, but he doesn't. He hasn't, I guess, affiliated himself with those guys yet. But
he's on TikTok too.
He's on TikTok. He is on TikTok. Mr. Sermon is on TikTok as Willie Sermons. He's the same name you see him under here. He's on the TikTok.
He's on there. Yeah.
He's on there. He's on there.
Yo, how y'all be getting your friends to go live, man? I don't understand.
Well, TikTok is not hard. Listen, TikTok is actually going to take over social media very soon because China is not playing, and Facebook's been slipping, man. Instagram and Facebook is not as fun as you would want it to be. People still stay on Facebook though, but Instagram is really starting.
I use Facebook and it remind me of people's birthdays. So
here's the thing about TikTok. It's like you have celebrities that
give me a call.
Like you have celebrities that actually go live. Like Timbaland went live, and you can interact with them and everything. It is popping, man.
Yeah.
It's a really like.
TikTok is popping, so so it's a thing, and definitely for basketball, it's a big thing. So y'all can catch Ralph Alexander 65 on TikTok. You can catch Brandon on TikTok. You can also catch me as Goat James Kingdom on TikTok. Craig and Chad is here, and Travis are Facebook guys, so they troll people on Facebook. I don't remember seeing Willie on Facebook unless he goes under another name.
Yeah, he said that he was just talking and we was just listening, but. Dude, you didn't let us respond to you. You just kept rambling on with nonsense.
A bunch of nonsense. Oh,
I'm gonna say one positive thing about it. I like his energy.
Yeah. Now he's a good brother, man. These guys again. You guys are good. Yeah, listen.
He's just really biased.
You know what?
There's nothing wrong with that.
So is David Thompson and Dr. J in the GOAT conversation because Michael Jordan mimicked his game behind them? Since LeBron
Dr.
went
J top 10.
Well, you and I got him top 10 for sure. But I know David Thompson's a guy that this guy Michael Jordan based his game around. I believe there was somebody else too. There was another player in the 70s that Michael Jordan was very fond of.
Hey, Zero. I normally go live on TikTok. Lately, I've been very busy with my job, but I usually go every day.
Give me a
busy
1,000
seasons,
friends
right?
I'll be on live too.
Like you have to have over 1,000 friends, and like when the season of my job starts slowing down, then I'll go live from probably about 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, pretty much all day, every day, pretty much.
Yeah, Ralph goes live and you catch him. TikTok's not that bad. If you're not on TikTok by now, I wouldn't. I'm not going to force you to go to it. But if you're interested, it is fun. It's not like it's not fun. Just so that Willie, you are old, but you never saw Michael Jordan lose because in the first playoffs to ever be showed live on national television was 1989. Besides the Celtics and the Lakers, so you never saw Jordan really get his behind kicked. You never saw him choke and not do what he was supposed to do because that just didn't exist then for you. It wasn't there. You only saw Jordan from 1990, and they blamed Scottie Pippen. And then you saw 91 to 93, and then you didn't see him 93 and 95. For some reason, he wasn't returning in 95. That doesn't count. And you saw him 96 to 98, and then you saw him in 2000 and 2003. But you got a chance to see LeBron play for 20 great NBA seasons in a row, straight up and down. Your boy was low man.
And more opportunity to watch.
Exactly, and more opportunities to watch. So you know more about James than you do about Jordan, and that's why this conversation is just Jordan and LeBron. But go ahead, Chad.
No, I'll give him credit. He knows what he's talking about. The sad part is he's the only one that knows what he's talking about.
No, he's not the only one. A lot of them think Michael Jordan's the GOAT because of the same silly nonsense that he was speaking, and that don't make you the GOAT at all. He still didn't state why. He said why he likes
But
Jordan over
it's-
LeBron, but not why
it's
Jordan
fine.
is the GOAT. He didn't explain why
It's fine
Jordan
if
is
he thinks that George's the GOAT. That's fine, man. But he come on there, dude, and he said a lot of stuff that wasn't even true. You know, like you don't even know who you're idolizing. You don't know nothing about the man other than what ESPN and commentators tell you.
and John Hollinger.
We're not doing that.
I mean, like Jordan's never lost on the big stage. Yes, he has. He's got a silver medal. How do you get a silver medal? How do you get a silver medal?
But that's in
You
the
have to be
Olympic
on the
Games.
biggest game and
That's not
lose.
the Olympics, right? That's not the Olympics.
And-
Olympics. That's the Olympics Games, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it was a
the
need.
Fiesta Olympics. It was after
Yeah.
he got out of high school. So if you're going to count high school success, then that counts as well. That was a
Yeah,
championship game,
he also said Jordan won titles in high school,
which is not
correct.
true.
Like,
he had
you
a
know,
hard
it's
time making his team in high school.
yeah, like
That
it's
makes him
cool
even
to
more
say,
better.
you
Someone
know.
who couldn't make a high school team, y'all arguing he's not the GOAT. That's some shit. You got to
Hey,
be
y'all-
great
I
to
mean,
do that.
Hey.
Jordan's one of the greatest players of all time. I got him right under LeBron James, like a very
And I'm
close
okay
under
with that.
LeBron James.
Just like
I'm just saying
you should be
LeBron
okay with me
James had
having
a better
LeBron at number
career.
two.
LeBron James had a better career, in my opinion, than
I say
Michael Jordan.
LeBron's the better basketball player. He plays basketball better than Michael Jordan does. That's what I would say.
That's what I'll say too.
I wouldn't
That's
say
what his
that.
conversation, because he didn't want to talk about careers. He wanted to talk about being a player, the actual ability to play the game of basketball. LeBron is a 6'9", 270 specimen who can dribble the basketball, who can pass, who can score at all levels of the court, and can play defense. I mean, his scouting report tells you, shoot. I mean, what is on his scouting report? That he's an average free throw shooter, or somebody would say a bad free throw shooter. I'll take that with all those other things that he can do. But he can rebound, he can pass, he can play defense, he can score. I mean,
A lot of players.
Yeah, that's like you're talking about all the NBA players before and that labeled him that. Well, the government told millions of people to take a vaccination that they didn't know it worked or not. And those same millions of people that took that vaccination crucified people that didn't. Here it is 3 years later. I've never had COVID and I ain't took the shot and I'm not having the problems that these other people are doing. Like, look at Mitch McConnell the other day. Froze up, man. Didn't even know where the fuck he was at. And that's all due to that damn vaccination. But hey, millions of people said it was a good idea.
All right, let's keep it back on basketball.
Yeah, I
But,
don't know.
anyway,
yeah,
listen.
but-
When y'all see Travis in that position that Travis is in right now, that means a Jordan fan got exposed. Okay, just to let y'all know that.
I mean, I like him better than the other guys that were on here like a few weeks ago who were just like just brain dead.
LeBron groupies that
I-
be doing the same shit that the Jordan fans do.
Well, yeah,
See
100%.
y'all look talking about
I think
LeBron.
that Mr. Sermon had a few good points. I think that he does know the game. I just think that he went about it like explain. I would have led with what I usually do. Like, I don't talk about stuff that is subjective, like crime and I mean like the shoes. I mean, that's great, but I would have led with he has the most. I would have said, hey, in my opinion, he has the most complete resume as far as player to player. Like, what can he measure? You know, offensive, defensive, just stuff like that. But I mean, like,
Yeah,
I
all
mean,
you gotta say was
everybody,
scoring and
it's a
defending.
different impact for everybody. It's like it's
Oh my God, he reminded
just
me.
tough.
He reminded me of the character Martin used to do when he used to do that little Chinese or the karate sensei guy that used to do all the crazy tricks and do all that stuff. But
Jones, Kung Fu
yeah,
Jones.
Kung Fu Jones. He come up saying a lot of things, a lot of animation. And once he takes 2 steps to go James Kingdom, it's one chop to the neck, sit your bum ass down. Take that shit elsewhere. It don't work over here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for someone to just be like, here's some facts and like just explain because
That's his name.
they're all there.
And then Shiloh shows up, and Shiloh wants to tiptoe. He wants to tiptoe. He don't want to hit the hole hard. He want to tiptoe and say, "Well, that's not what I said. I didn't say that." That is what you said. Exactly what you said. They be mumbling and
I just
fumbling.
be interpreting it stuff too sometimes.
I will say that I've become a lot more objective since I've been on the show. I think.
Like I said, if you got
Big.
LeBron to go, I don't mind it. This is your opinion. I mean, you can't knock somebody for what they believe.
Yeah.
No, but you're a smart Jordan fan. You're different. It's a difference between you.
I just hate when someone doesn't have Wilt in their top 10. Just
That's-
kidding. That's cool.
Ralph, get him. Ralph, the guy right there.
I got him at
right
11,
there.
man.
The guy right there.
Yeah,
that
like
guy
right outside.
I got him
Yeah,
at
yeah,
11.
he was cool. He just stated what he thinks why Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He didn't state why
His
he's
answer
better
didn't-
than
y'all didn't like the
everybody.
answer.
So
That's it.
that's all it was. He didn't state why.
Yo.
Okay, this makes Michael Jordan the greatest.
Yo,
just
this
said-
I'm gonna tell
Please
you one
appreciate
thing: a
Michael Jordan's
video's
career.
coming.
Oh, Ralph, I just thought
I
of
know a
something
video
right now.
coming.
Listen, LeBron James is so great at the game of basketball. We had a Michael Jordan fan bring up crime rate. Think about that, y'all. Think about that, y'all. Think
Oh
about that.
Jesus Christ! I was expecting this already when I heard all of it. I'm like,
Yo,
hey,
that-
Played all 48 minutes.
had
He
to be
never
muted.
left the game. He made
I had to
sure
be
all the
muted.
fans saw him play. He
he
wasn't
played
cheating the fans.
48 minutes straight. He did a Wilt Chamberlain on us.
yeah,
Anyway,
that's
yeah,
a
had
player
this
that
dude
played
I'm arguing
48
with right
minutes
now.
was
Listen,
real.
hey, that was worth the wait. We usually go out. We get out of here after 2 hours, y'all. It's been 2 hours. We're gonna get to enjoy the
Go
rest
ahead,
of
get
our
out of here.
Sunday. Yeah, man. So thanks for the panel that showed up. Thanks for everybody that's in the comment section. Y'all make sure to hit the likes button and share everything. Make sure y'all holler at us on our Facebook, on our YouTube, and our TikTok, and everywhere that you see GOAT James Kingdom. Let everybody know this is the best place to talk basketball and the GOAT conversation. I am A. Johnny the Exposer. That is B. Lee, the sports analyst. You still go by the sports analyst. Yes, he's still the sports analyst. And then we have the GOAT James Kingdom panel, which is Craig, Ralph, Chad, and Travis. You guys are great. Thanks for joining us. We had a great conversation about advanced stats. So don't let nobody talk advanced stats without knowing. You check everybody, y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all
I still don't
Sunday.
use it, so I don't.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah,
that I
before-
got to miss that part, man, because I've been talking about this stuff for months.
Oh, damn.
Before
You know what?
we
No-
go off, I want to
Uh-huh.
let everybody know as soon as this show is over, I will be going live on TikTok. So if you're
Get me 1,000 friends so I can start going.
Yeah,
live.
thanks for the invite, Ralph.
yo,
How much it costs?
Well, hey, Ralph, go ahead and set me and Craig
How
up
much
a
it costs?
TikTok and get our fans
How
for us.
much it costs?
How much it costs to get 1,000
just
fans?
inbox
At
me,
this
man.
point.
I'll let you. I'll show y'all
Ask
how
Ralph's
to
boy.
go.
Ask Ralph's boy how much it
Thanks.
costs.
Look,
All
no.
the world, I got 20
It-
friends.
You can actually like I'm gonna share with everybody also. You can post like any of the topics that you represent your page, and you can slowly gain your followers there.
I'm gonna post
or
my
you
sneaker
can- you
collection
can-
then, and so hopefully
you can-
people who like
you
Jordan
can do that
will
too.
follow me.
You can do that. Yeah, do that. And you can also promote your stuff as well, which that's what they're talking about. I've done one of my videos like that. You can promote it, and you can gain followers
Wow.
that way.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that, Ralph. I ain't never did the video for us to be promoted.
You know that?
We
Yo,
about to
you
do
get
it.
with
Listen,
me?
man, we about to be. Oh, we ain't going nowhere. When this season
You can
starts,
promote.
we're gonna have a fun because May season's gonna be great. So we're gonna have a great time, Ralph. It's gonna be great, Ralph.
Yeah, you can promote your videos, and you can gain followers that quick. I mean,
But I'm gonna go live tomorrow night on TikTok about 8 o'clock tomorrow night Eastern time, and we're gonna talk about the Hall of Fame class that just came through because Dwayne Wade, Tony Parker, Pau Gasol, and Dirk Nowitzki all made the NBA. I mean, not the NBA, but the Naismith Hall of Fame. So that's gonna be a conversation I'll have tomorrow. So y'all enjoy y'all Sunday, man. Thanks for joining. Hey, Chad, I'm gonna get in touch with you. We'll talk about you wanted to debate people because I know that's what you want to do. So we'll get a chance to talk about that. You guys be good. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a great Sunday. This is GOAT James Kingdom Show. I'm A. Johnny and B. Lee. We out of here.
I'll see you
Yeah,
guys.
Uh-huh.